Chapter 379. At the same time. Nanjiang, Auspicious Peace. December 21st. Fang Ping and the others entered the catacombs. At this moment, it was already the afternoon of December 23rd. Although only 2 days had passed, to many people, 2 days passed in a flash. However, to many people in Auspicious Peace, these 2 days were too torturous. How was the situation in the catacombs? Did they build a stronghold and guard the passageway? Did anyone sacrifice? Those who went in, who lived, and who died. It had been 2 days. The passageway was about to be stabilized for the second time. Would anyone from the other side come back to report? At the vortex mouth, an alloy house had already been built. Outside the alloy house, a few Grandmaster powerhouses were like clay statues. They had been standing here for a long time, motionless, as if they had been petrified. 7 high Grandmasters entered the catacombs, followed by more than 10 rank 6 powerhouses. A few prodigies of the current generation also entered together. It was hard to tell whether they were alive or dead. After an unknown amount of time, a white-haired old man suddenly soared into the sky, shouting angrily just in time. As soon as he finished speaking, a sky-piercing saber gleam flashed past. 1,000 meters away, a mountaintop exploded instantly, turning into dust. Amidst the explosion, there was a muffled groan so low that it could not be heard. Humph! The white-haired old man snorted heavily. Without even looking, he stepped on the air and landed on the ground, saying coldly, "Clown!" Old Zhao is getting stronger and stronger. Among the few Grandmasters, someone exclaimed. From 1,000 meters away, he killed a rank 7 with 1 slash. Yes, rank 7. Unbelievable. Rank 7s were not cabbages, especially to the evil sect. Rank 7s were definitely the higher-ups of the higher-ups. Now, the other party did not come close, but hid nearby. He was probably trying to find out information. A rank 7 powerhouse coming to find out information was enough to show the other party's cautiousness. Even if he was discovered, the other party had the confidence to escape. Perhaps the evil sect did not expect Zhao Xingwu's ability to be stronger than before. He discovered the other party from 1,000 meters away and killed the rank 7 powerhouse on the spot with 1 slash. This time, the evil sect's higher-ups would probably be heartbroken. This death was too useless. Recently, many high ranks were killed one after another. It even exceeded the number of powerhouses who had fallen in the past years. Has old Zhao achieved rank 9 Paragon? The Grandmasters were shocked and envious. A rank 9 killing a rank 7 like slaughtering a chicken. This was enough to show how strong Zhao Xingwu was. At the very least, when the rank 9 Skygate City Lord killed people like Wu Quishan, he was far from being able to kill them instantly. Rank 9 and rank 9 were also entirely different. Zhao Xingwu shook his head slightly and said softly, "It's not that simple. I'm still far from it." Even though the old man said so, they knew he was being modest. Even if it was Wu Chuan, if he wanted to kill a rank 7, even if he had to deploy a divine weapon, he would need to expend at least some effort. However, Zhao Xingwu's single slash had destroyed the entire mountain peak. Even if he had not reached rank 9 Paragon, he was not far from it. It was precisely because of Zhao Xingwu's existence that the sects were able to maintain a certain status in the era of the rise of martial arts universities. This rank 9 powerhouse ranked 8th was only 1 rank higher than Wu Chuan, but his ability was obviously much stronger. In the crowd, a man in military uniform, who was also the commander of the Nanjiang military department, said with a straight face, "It's Nanjiang's honor that Elder Zhao could come to Nanjiang this time. I have a presumptuous request. Please speak, Commander Bai. If things don't work out, I hope Elder Zhao can bring the governor back. the man in military uniform said with some difficulty. Zhang Dingnan entering the catacombs this time. His ability was not the strongest, neither was his status the highest. However, Zhang Dingnan was the spiritual faith of many people in Nanjiang. Once the situation in Nanjiang worsened and Zhang Dingnan died in the catacombs, it would be one disaster after another. Many people disapproved of Zhang Dingnan entering the catacombs. Even the central government did not approve of it. However, Zhang Dingnan insisted on going, and they could not stop him. It would be fine if he built a stronghold in the catacombs. If he did not, Nanjiang's situation would deteriorate. Without Zhang Dingnan holding the fort, Nanjiang's future would be very uncertain. Zhao Xingwu said in a low voice, "I will definitely do my best." Nanjiang was not too far from Chengzhou. If Nanjiang's situation worsened, Chengzhou would also be affected. This time, Zhao Xingwu did not hold the fort in Chengzhou's catacombs. Instead, he rushed to Nanjiang to help Nanjiang stabilize the situation, build a stronghold in the catacombs, and not let the battlefield spread to the surface. As for the other grandmasters, to put it bluntly, it was not easy for Wu Chuan to die in battle. If the others died in battle, it would only affect a small area. However, if Zhang Dingnan died in battle, the impact would be huge. Zhao Xingwu had just finished speaking when someone behind him said worriedly, "Grandpa Zhao, can you bring Fong Ping back together?" Zhao Xingwu turned his head to look. There were still many people behind him. These people had been guarding here since the first batch of martial artists entered. Zhao Xingwu knew Qin Yaoting's granddaughter. Both parties had been in contact before. Hearing her words, Zhao Xingwu sighed softly in his heart. He had also heard about the few young prodigies entering. His grandson had even lost to Yao Qingjun before, and Yao Qingjun had lost to Fong Ping. The old master also valued these prodigy martial artists very much. However, this time, the few of them entering was indeed a little risky. Even the fate of the grandmaster powerhouses was unknown. Were these rank 4 and 5 prodigies still alive? The old master was actually a little pessimistic. However, facing these young people now, the old master still smiled and said, "Don't worry, there won't be any big problems." With Guardian Wu leading the team, unless the catacombs turns out in full force, they won't be able to do anything to them. Just as the old master finished speaking, the vortex in the alloy house suddenly shook. Everyone's expression changed. Very soon, Zhao Xingwu said in a low voice, "The passageway has stabilized for the second time. Will anyone come back? Wait. The rest of you fall back. Prepare for battle." The grandmasters shouted one after another. At this moment, the ones who came out might be the messenger, or they might be the catacombs people. No one knew who exactly it would be. Of course, it was also possible that no one would appear. If no one appeared, that meant that the first batch of people who entered could not come back to report the news. The situation would not be too good. If the catacombs martial artists did not appear, perhaps they were waiting. The middle and low-ranked martial artists at the back retreated one after another. In front, the grandmasters surrounded the alloy house so tightly that not even a drop of water could pass through. In the distance, a large number of military equipment was aimed at this place. Once the situation went out of control, this place would be razed to the ground. Time passed bit by bit. Everyone who had retreated to a distance was nervous and expectant. They all looked uneasy. What happened to the first batch of people who entered? The grandmasters in front also looked solemn, fully on guard. A dull and lusterless broadsword appeared in Zhao Xingwu's hand out of thin air. Although he was powerful, if a rank 9 Paragon powerhouse really broke out, he could not defend either. As for those rank 9 Paragon powerhouses in Sino Nation, they all had important matters to attend to. Some of them were currently deep in the catacombs, while others were responsible for guarding important places. Even if they came to help, they might not be able to arrive in time. The old master sighed in his heart. His strength was not as good as others. Otherwise, this would not have happened. Just as these thoughts flashed through his mind, the vortex started shaking slightly. "They're out." Feeling the vortex shaking, the old master's expression changed. The Changdao in his hand emitted a faint golden glow, ready to attack at any time. The next moment, an aura appeared. Zhao Xingwu suddenly breathed a sigh of relief and said immediately, "They're on our side." "It's old Zheng." Among the grandmasters, some of them felt the aura. Their faces lit up with joy. Their people had returned. However, in the next moment, their expressions changed. The martial artist they called Old Zheng had a weak aura. It was obvious that he was seriously injured. This was not a good situation. Nanjiang's commander was not in a hurry to open the alloy house's door. Instead, he waited for a moment before saying, "Open the door." Outside the alloy house, 2 rank 6 martial artists only opened the alloy door from the outside when they heard this. As soon as the door opened, an old man covered in blood walked out with trembling steps. 2 rank 9s, 5 to 6 rank 8s, and about 20 rank 7s. At dawn tomorrow, Guardian Wu and Commander Zhou will restrain the enemy, will coordinate from the inside and the outside to build a stronghold. The old man reported the news as soon as he went out. Then, blood kept flowing out of his mouth. He had been in the passageway for a while. Previously, the passageway's energy was unstable, and he almost died in the passageway. He barely held on until the energy was stable before he rushed out of the passageway and returned to the surface. As soon as he said this, many people's expressions changed slightly. 2 rank 9s. The strength of 2 cities. The worst-case scenario had happened. For so many years, when the passageway was opened, it was usually one city that was mobilized. Furthermore, it was rare for the entire nest to be mobilized. Zhao Xingwu took a deep breath and said, "Immediately, heal your injuries first. You'll tell us the details later." The others wanted to say something, but hesitated. They wanted to ask about the situation, but they were afraid of hearing news they did not want to hear. At least the current situation was not at its worst. At least Wu Chuan and Zhou Dinghua were still alive. But what about the others? Old Zheng was not in a hurry to heal his injuries. Seeing the young people walking toward him from behind, he said in a low voice, "Let them leave first." Everyone's expressions changed again. Commander Bai turned around and shouted, "The others are not allowed to come near." As soon as he said that, a large number of military powerhouses blocked the way. On the periphery, many people looked anxious. The situation did not seem too good. "Old Zheng, what's going on?" As soon as we got out of the passageway, we were besieged by a rank 9, 3 rank 8s, and 9 rank 7s. Director Zhou self-destructed his divine weapon. In the end, he self-destructed too and died on the spot. In the end, Li Changxing shattered his half-golden body and slashed his longevity sword. He cooperated with Governor General Zhang and the rest to kill a rank 8, but he died too. Vice-Chancellor Chen died on the spot to save Governor General Zhang. Half of Governor General Zhang's mentality was obliterated, and he suffered serious injuries. I'm afraid he won't be able to recover his Grandmaster combat strength. Vice-Chancellor Liu was also seriously injured and can no longer fight. Minister, who also suffered serious injuries. Now, he's hiding with Governor General Zhang and Vice-Chancellor Liu. The others, other than me, all the rank SIXS died in battle. A few young people, after breaking out of the encirclement, their whereabouts are also unknown. Maybe, following old Zheng's words, a look of grief flashed across everyone's faces. Among the 5 high grandmasters in Nanjiang, 3 entered the catacombs. 2 died in battle. Zhang Dingnan's mentality was also obliterated by half. This was Nanjiang's tragedy. 18 rank SIXS, 17 died in battle. This was probably the highest number of people who died in battle since the opening of the catacombs in all these years. After going through this battle, Nanjiang's local strength was greatly damaged. Could they still defend Nanjiang's catacombs? Vice-Chancellor Chen and Director Zhou both died in battle. Commander Bai murmured. NMAU's Vice-Chancellor died in battle. The director of the martial arts dojo with the most number of Nanjiang died in battle. Nanjiang's Governor-General was seriously injured and might not be able to recover his Grandmaster combat strength. Now, other than him, only the president of Nanjiang's Chamber of Commerce was still a Grandmaster powerhouse. However, that president's combat strength was average. Nanjiang's catacombs. What should they do in the future? They had only just entered. There was still a lot of fighting in the future. Nanjiang's losses in this battle were too heavy. Everyone's hearts were heavy. They could not care less about grief. The situation now was very bad. According to old Zhang, the other party had at least the full strength of a city. This was rarely seen in the past. Zhao Xingwu took a deep breath and asked immediately, "How is Guardian Wu?" Guardian Wu is fighting with another rank 9. There was originally another rank 9 outside the passageway, but he left in a hurry this morning. That's why I had the chance to enter. Did he go to surround and kill Guardian Wu? Zhao Xingwu's expression changed slightly. He said immediately, "The situation is not too good. Everyone, let's discuss. Should we follow the plan and enter tomorrow or go to the rescue now?" "Let's enter now," Commander Bai said immediately, no matter what, whether that rank 9 has returned or not. Entering now can reduce the pressure on the others. If we wait another night, who knows how the situation will worsen? What I'm afraid of is not entering at the scheduled time. The other party has given up on hunting down Guardian Wu. Right now, there are 2 rank 9s guarding outside the passageway. Someone said worriedly, if there were 2 rank 9s guarding outside, although Zhao Xingwu was strong, he might not be able to hold both of them back. If that was the case, the others would be in danger. Although a rank 9 would not be able to kill a rank 7 or 8 instantly, if the fight dragged on, the other party could definitely be killed. If they entered at the scheduled time, then Wu Chuan would definitely think of a way to hold the other party back and cooperate with Zhao Xingwu to open up the situation. However, if they dragged on for a night, what if Wu Chuan was surrounded and killed? Now, enough powerhouses had died. If another rank 9 died, it would be too much. Not to mention, there were still a few heavily injured grandmasters who were still in hiding. Once they were discovered, it would be extremely dangerous. Everyone pondered. Zhao Xingwu suddenly said, "Everyone else, don't go in. This time, I'll go alone. Even if there are 2 rank 9s on the other side, and I can't kill the other party, I can still escape and fight back with Guardian Wu." "Elder Zhao, this is too dangerous. There might not only be 2 rank 9s. If they were held back by 2 rank 9s, those rank 7 and 8 martial artists would also be a threat to rank 9. If Zhao Xingwu could not escape and was unlucky, it would not be surprising if he was surrounded and killed." Commander Bai said in a low voice, "Elder Zhao, is the passageway enough to support 2 rank 9s entering now?" Zhao Xingwu shook his head slightly, then said, "Even if it's possible, it's not necessary. When we enter more rank 9s, the number of opponents will increase too. The battle that was originally only between 2 cities may spread. Even if we win this time, Nanjiang will not be easy to defend in the future." Right now, it was the strength of 2 cities. If Nanjiang entered another 2 rank 9s, there would be another city joining the battle in the catacombs very soon. When that time came, Nanjiang's catacombs would have to face the strength of 3 cities. In a battle in the catacombs could bully the few with numbers, but humans could not. This was the tragedy of the weak. They could only wait passively, waiting for the other party to send out a corresponding number of powerhouses. Only then could humans increase the corresponding number of powerhouses to respond. As soon as Zhao Xingwu's voice fell, everyone's face showed resentment. Someone gritted his teeth and said, "At most, we'll fight to the death. This time, the few old seniors are ready. We're ready too." When Nanjiang's catacombs opened, many old grandmasters were ready to fight to the death. That day, MCMAU's old vice-chancellor was one of them. Unfortunately, Magic City's catacombs was the first to riot. Helpless, a few old grandmasters joined the battle in Magic City's catacombs first. However, there were still many old grandmasters who were ready to fight to the death. However, the government stopped them. It was understandable that the old grandmasters felt this way before it was time to fight to the death. However, if the killing was too intense, a war similar to the one in Capital City's catacombs would break out. Right now, Sino Nation could not fight such a war. Dozens of grandmasters would die in battle, maybe even more. It might even incite Monster Life Clan to retaliate, which would be detrimental to the overall situation. Back then, they did not know much about the catacombs, which led to the capital city's war. In the end, Monster Life Clan and Monster Plant Clan joined forces. The higher-ups were worried that if such changes continued to be triggered, humans would be in an even more difficult situation. Everyone present was a grandmaster. They knew more about these situations. Although they were full of unwillingness, they also knew that if a large-scale battle was triggered, it might be more troublesome and worsen the situation. Zhao Xingwu did not say much. After a while, he said, "I'll go in alone. Unless someone else comes back, everyone else will continue to wait. No one is allowed to enter without permission." Everyone had no choice but to agree. This was also the best solution at the moment. Zhao Xingwu did not delay. Very soon, he stepped into the alloy house and stepped into the vortex. As soon as he left, the security around the passageway was no longer maintained. The people outside rushed in hurriedly. Everyone surrounded the grandmasters. Chen Yunqi asked hurriedly, "How is Fong Ping?" Commander Bai and the others' expressions did not change. They said in a low voice, "Everything is fine. Don't worry." At this moment, this news could not be spread. If they knew that in the catacombs, almost everyone below rank 7 had been annihilated, the people's hearts would be shaken. Despite Commander Bai's words, everyone still felt uneasy. They all looked at old Zheng. However, at this moment, old Zheng's injuries were too severe. He was already in a semi-conscious state. The military doctor had carried him to the military camp. They could not ask him even if they wanted to. After Commander Bai and the others sent these people away, they looked at each other with some bitterness. Nanjiang's catacombs was a little dangerous. Inside the catacombs, Fong Ping changed into a new set of clothes. He said confidently, "This time, Nanjiang's catacombs will be safe with me around." "Old man," Li did not utter a word. "Old Li, let's join forces. 2 of us can destroy a city. Let everyone see our strength." Old man Li glanced at him and said lightly, "I don't have that ability." "I do." Fong Ping grinned. "Now that you're not a burden, watch how I infiltrate the enemy's rear and kill them. You really want to go?" "Of course." Fong Ping said with a strong sense of righteousness, "At the very least, we have to disrupt their headquarters so that their powerhouses can't continue to seal off the passageway. At least let our people come in safely." Old Manly said no more. Fong Ping thought for a while and said, "However, if we can lure that willow tree monster away, that would be the best. Old Li, why don't you give it a try?" Old man Li did not say anything. He did not want to die so quickly. What a pity. Chapter 380. Outside gigantic Willow City. Old man Li asked softly, "Do you really want to go in now?" "This is called the darkest place under the lamp." Fong Ping chuckled. "They probably didn't expect me to have the guts to come back at this time. If you can't believe it, do they? It's too dangerous." Old man Li shook his head slightly. Did he really think that gigantic Willow City was his home? If he was discovered this time, it would be even more serious than the last time. He had heard about what had happened from Fong Ping. The rank 9 willow tree monster was actually held up by other matters, which gave him a chance. In addition, the people of gigantic Willow City were not prepared the first time. Now, if Fong Ping escaped underground again, he would be discovered very quickly. The willow tree monster would sense the slightest vibration when he dug a hole. "So, you have to cooperate with me." Fong Ping chuckled. "I'm not planning to act now. I still don't know if that rank 9 has returned. I'm planning to wait for reinforcements." The reinforcements had arrived and lured the rank 9 away. When the time comes, you can also put in some effort and create some commotion. Then you can lure away the remaining experts in the city. As for the willow tree monster, I'll just not go to the inner city. As long as I hide my aura and find a place to hide, I'll be fine. Old man Li was still a little hesitant. Fong Ping whispered, "If you're brave enough, then lure the willow tree monster out too. I'll think of a way to blow up their energy mine." Old man Li's face turned pale. Mother asterisk cur, he was really courting death. After blowing up the energy mine, even if the 2 rank 9s had to die, they would still hunt Fong Ping down. They would not stop until he was dead. More importantly, if he lured the willow tree monster out, it was very likely that he would be torn to pieces by the enraged willow tree monster. Did this brat Fong Ping save him just to be torn to pieces? Of course, you might not be able to lure it out. It's too weak. Old man Li's face darkened. "Provoking me on purpose?" Fong Ping said with a serious face. "It's better not to be too reckless. You're a rank 8 now, not a rank 7, not a rank 7. It's better to be safe. How about this? When you're free, wipe out a few towns and lure away a few rank 7 and 8 martial artists from gigantic Willow City. Give me some opportunities." "What do you want?" Old man Li looked suspicious. Did this kid really want to destroy gigantic Willow City? Fong Ping laughed dryly. "Nothing." After saying that, Fong Ping whispered, "Say, how much do you think a ton of cultivation-aiding energy stones is worth?" 1 ton, 1 million grams. The standard price is 900 million per gram. 900 billion. Fong Ping's eyes lit up. He gritted his teeth and said, "I want to bring a ton back." "Are you sick?" "You are the one who is sick." "All right, even if it's not a cultivation-aiding energy stone, it's just a basic one. Even if it's the worst kind, it's still worth 31,000 grams. 1 ton is worth 30 billion. There were actually very few cultivation-aiding energy stones. Moreover, the high-ranked ones were all in the core of the underground mineral veins. But basic energy stones could be found everywhere. It shouldn't be too difficult to pick up a ton, right?" Fong Ping said in high spirits. "If we bring so many energy stones back with us, MCMEU's energy room will be fully supplied to the students. Think about it. How fast will our cultivation progress be? Our students aren't as strong as us, and they can cultivate wherever they want. No matter how good a pill is, it still requires them to convert it multiple times. With the opening of the energy chamber, their cultivation will be much faster." Old man Li said in surprise, "You want to supply it to the students?" Was Fong Ping so selfless? Fong Ping grinned. "I'll be in charge of MCMEU sooner or later. If the students are strong, then MCMAU is strong. Also, I've thought it through. It's not free, but an IOU. If they're strong, they'll have to stay in school to pay off their debts after graduation. They can only leave when they're done paying off. I can't not do that kind of thing. When they're strong, they'll leave. I'll give them loans first. When they're strong and can afford it, I'll get some better things to loan to them. TSK. They'll stay in MCMAU and work for the rest of their lives to pay off their debts. As for those who dared to not pay their debts, Fong Ping would let them know that ungrateful people would meet a tragic end. If they ate mine, they would have to work for me. If he brought back a ton of energy stones and burned them freely, it would not be difficult to cultivate a few hundred rank 3 and rank 4 martial artists. Sometimes, energy stones could not be bought with money. Even if they could be bought, there would not be that many. As for Fong Ping himself, he did not need much now, but he still needed wealth. Now that he was in the catacombs, he had plenty of energy. When he returned to the surface, he would have to burn wealth for cultivation. At rank 5, honing the internal organs, flesh, and meridians was energy-consuming. At rank 6, it was even more difficult. Sealing the Sanjiao Gate would consume a lot of energy. Many people in the middle ranks could cultivate for decades at one rank because Earth's energy was too weak. Old man Li understood this time. He concluded, in other words, your goal is to rob a bunch of energy stones, right? As for the so-called disrupting the rear and destroying gigantic Willow City, those were all official words. Just say it directly, kid. Fong Ping chuckled. It's also contributing to mankind. Hearing that he was not going to die, old man Li felt much more at ease. He thought for a while and said, it's extremely dangerous to go underground now. It's okay. There are many energy stone exchange points in the city. Fong Ping had everything under control. He said softly, I'll wait for the right time. When the rank 9s are fighting, there won't be many people left in the city. You should seize the opportunity. Once the rank 9s start fighting, you can make a move and lure them out. As for me, I'll take advantage of the chaos and rob a few shops. As for the willow tree monster, it's lucky this time. Next time, I'll definitely rob it. Other things aside, Fong Ping was still extremely greedy for so much life essence. Old man Li did not say much this time. He nodded and said, okay, you should also seize the opportunity. Don't mess around. Don't worry. As they were talking, a group of armored martial artists rushed toward them. Fong Ping glanced at them and asked curiously, gigantic willow divine guards? What are they going to do? Having said that, Fong Ping did not think much about it. He looked at old man Li and said, I'll leave first. You can destroy them later. When I'm close to the city gate, less attention will be paid this way. As he said that, Fong Ping turned and walked toward gigantic Willow City. As for being recognized, that was not to the extent of it. Previously, his face had been in a state of rupture. After breaking through rank 5, Fong Ping did not maintain it and let the injury heal. Life essence was a panacea for healing. The scabs on his face had already fallen off. Not long after Fong Ping left, old man Li saw that he was near the city gate. Without looking, he caught up with the group of gigantic willow divine guards in front of him. Without thinking, he unleashed all his vitality and threw a punch. A loud rumbling sound rang out. A large piece of land in front of him turned into powder in an instant. In the next moment, in gigantic Willow City, a monstrous aura rose. You're asking for it. A roar filled with monstrous rage was heard. In the blink of an eye, a ray of light flashed across the sky. Old man Li's face turned green. Why did he come back? A rank 9 was actually in the city. Mother ***, weren't you outside the passageway? Without thinking, Old Man Li unleashed all his strength and fled frantically. He knew that he could not be with that little bastard Fong Ping. He had gotten himself into big trouble again. Outside the city gate, Fong Ping's jaw dropped. Why was the Willow King in the city? Also, Old Man Li could kill him if he wanted, but why did he use so much force? I won't be caught, right? Fong Ping gulped. The distance between both parties was about a few kilometers. A rank 9 chasing a rank 8 would be very easy to catch. Would Old Man Li be beaten to death? This was not a joke. Fong Ping's head was as big as a cow's. He was being reckless. They said to wait for the passageway war and then make some noise. Now, he had made a big noise. If no one came to rescue him, the probability of this old man being killed was not small. Just as Fong Ping was thinking about this, a rank 8 golden ray flashed in front of him and quickly joined up with Old Man Li. In the city, a ray of light also rose at this moment. A rank 8 powerhouse chased after him. It was not over yet. At this moment, 2 extremely strong auras rose in the distance. Wu Chuan and Gigantic Pine City's king were fighting. Chaos. Fong Ping was dumbfounded. I didn't want to start a big fight. Old Man Li probably didn't want this either. When he attacked, he probably wanted to create a commotion so that Fong Ping wouldn't be noticed. He probably didn't expect that he would attract everyone at once. On the human side, 1 rank 9, 1 rank 8, and 1 fake rank 8. On the catacombs side, 2 rank 9s and 4 rank 8s. However, at this moment, fortunately, they were not in the situation of being surrounded. A few of them did not meet up either. They each revealed their auras, then quickly scattered and fled. In the next moment, all of them disappeared without a trace. Fong Ping was still in a daze. It was so lively. Old Li would be okay, right? He exhaled softly. At this moment, the rank 9s and rank 8s in the city had all left. Probably no one would notice that someone would sneak in. Fong Ping had the experience from last time. This time, he was relaxed and at ease. Soon, he blended into the city. Gigantic Willow City. For a while, they probably did not expect Fong Ping to come back. The inspection at the city gate was not too strict. In fact, it was difficult to be strict. Nearby martial artists entered the royal city in large numbers every day. The catacombs identification system was not that strict. At the same time, outside a town outside the city, Qin Fengqing and the other 2 were also sweating. After a while, Qin Fengqing said blankly, "What happened?" They started fighting just like that. Moreover, it was right above their heads. It was too scary. Li Hansong murmured, "Are the reinforcements here?" On the human side, it seemed like there were 2 golden rays. However, when they came in, there was only 1 rank 8. As he said that, Li Hansong said with a face full of cold sweat, "Let's go. It's too dangerous. It's only a few dozen li away from the city. If we're caught by a rank 7 or 8, we'll definitely die." Go my asterisk SS. Qin Fengqing's eyes lit up. Our people are here. Now that these high-ranked powerhouses have left, it's our chance to do something big. Let's go. Let's go closer to the city and rob again. Find out the situation. If there are no powerhouses guarding the city, let's enter the city and rob again. Crazy! Wang Jinyang muttered. It's too dangerous to enter the city. It's best not to. However, we can try robbing the surrounding towns. The catacombs here have just opened. They're very rich. As you can see, robbing a small village will give us a lot of energy stones. All right, don't waste time. Let's go. Having said that, Qin Fengqing took the lead and ran in the direction of Gigantic Willow City. Li Hansong had resigned himself to his fate. He would follow them. If he was with these two fellows, then he should not treat his life as his own. But then again, he had only robbed 2 small towns. He had robbed more than 10 cultivation-aiding energy stones and hundreds of ordinary ones. The catacombs had just opened. Sure enough, there was a lot of profit. Unlike in capital cities' catacombs, sometimes not even a basic energy stone could be seen. Maybe I can also bring people from CCMAU to try in the future, Li Hansong thought in his heart. The feeling of robbing was quite wonderful. Just as Li Hansong and the others went to rob the next small town, Fong Ping stood at the entrance of the Energy Stone Exchange shop, quietly investigating the situation. This was a little troublesome. The place where the energy stones were stored had an alarm device. Fong Ping had suffered from this last time. He was also very vigilant now. Moreover, there was a rank 6 keeping watch. It was also very troublesome. However, this shop was the one where he sensed the strongest energy source, at least worth close to 10 billion energy stones. Digging holes is also difficult. There are too many willow roots underground. It's easy to be discovered. Right now, Willow Tree Monster is not busy sealing off the Fountain of Life. Rank 6 is not easy to kill either, and I might not even be able to kill them. Then I can only rob a few small shops guarded by rank 5. Now that my mentality is more than 700 hertz, coupled with a physique comparable to a peak rank 5 and an A-class weapon. Under a surprise attack, killing the other party should not be too difficult. But if I rob one shop, the second one will probably be much more vigilant. Fong Ping muttered to himself as he walked. At this moment, Royal City was still a little chaotic. Many shops were destroyed after Fong Ping caused a ruckus previously. Now, they were being rebuilt. It's not chaotic enough. Fong Ping looked at the sky and saw that there were still high ranks patrolling. He felt a little helpless. No, it was not chaotic enough. It had to be a little more chaotic. These high ranks probably did not usually patrol, but now they were probably stimulated. How can I make it more chaotic? When will the people from Nanjiang come? If I can lure Willow Tree Monster away, I can do whatever I want. Just as Fong Ping was thinking about this, Royal City suddenly shook. Over at the inner city, the huge treetops were shaking. On the streets, many people were crouching on the ground. Fong Ping also hurriedly squatted down, but his heart was perturbed. Discovered me? Very soon, Fong Ping knew that he was thinking too much. A few powerful auras rose into the sky. Not long after, these powerful auras instantly headed south. Willow Tree Monster sensed the powerhouse's aura. Even at a distance of 500 li, Willow Tree Monster could feel the energy vibration. Another powerhouse appeared, very strong. Willow King and the other party were fighting. Over at gigantic Willow City, when all the high ranks were mobilized, outside the passageway, Zhao Xingwu looked surprised. Did Li Changsheng not die? Li Changsheng. He had just shouted. Before he had time to ask anything, Old Man Li ran faster than when he came, disappearing without a trace in the blink of an eye. He was leaving first. He would not get involved in the battle between 2 rank 9s. He would cooperate with Fong Ping to snatch the energy stones. With Zhao Xingwu here, things would be much easier this time. Willow King was probably not a match. If Willow Tree Monster was lured out, maybe he could really destroy the other party's lair. Zhao Xingwu was speechless. I haven't even asked anything. Why are you running? If you want to run, then run. I've just come out and you send me a rank 9. So polite. Also, didn't they say that the situation here is very cruel? Why does it look like the other party is even more flustered and exasperated? The rank 9 powerhouse who came chasing felt like he was going crazy. Willow King was indeed going crazy. He could feel the life essence aura from that bastard. It was him. It was this bastard who stole the life essence and almost destroyed gigantic Willow City. He did not even care about killing Wu Chuan. Willow King had been chasing Li Changsheng until now, when he saw that the other party took a hit from his palm and the life essence quickly healed his injuries. Willow King was really going crazy. Since gigantic Willow City was built until now, he and Divine Willow had started hoarding life essence in preparation for the future. It had been more than 100 years. In these 100 years, this was the worst loss. Close to 1/10 of the amount was stolen. Fong Ping felt that he did not take much. In reality, Fong Ping did not know that the energy waterfall looked huge, and there was a lot of life essence. In fact, a part of it was not life essence. It was just pure energy aggregation that had not been converted in time. What he had stolen was the true converted energy essence. Although Willow King still wanted to continue chasing after Li Changsheng, he was not a fool. Now, the Land of Rebirth had another king-level powerhouse, and his aura was extremely strong. He dared not be careless. The restricted area had really dug a hole for him this time. Did they not say that even if the Land of Rebirth powerhouses had the upper hand, they would still stick to their original spot? Why was it completely different? How could the other parties stick to their original spot? They had already touched his old nest. Were those bastards from the restricted area deliberately deceiving him, according to the restricted area powerhouse? Even if they fought with the Land of Rebirth people, it was fine even if they lost. At most, the other party would just occupy a piece of territory here. In the future, when both parties fought, it would be a matter of middle and low ranks treating it as training. If they won, then there would be many benefits. The restricted area would not be stingy with their rewards. In the end, not only did they not see the rewards, but they also suffered a huge loss. With the anger of being deceived, before Willow King could make a move, Zhao Xingwu had already slashed with his machete. That violent aura made Willow King even more resentful. The restricted area had deceived him. Chapter 381. The entire Nanjiang catacombs was in chaos. It was normal for a battle between high ranks. However, outside gigantic Willow City, the news of the three thieves madly slaughtering the civilian martial artists was constantly being transmitted into the city. A large number of giant Willow divine guards were mobilized. These bastards had to be killed. That was not all. Other than these petty thieves, a rank 8 powerhouse was also madly slaughtering the martial artists in the nearby towns. As a last resort, several powerhouses who had been guarding Cretaceous City were transferred back to besiege the strong man. The fire here had not been extinguished yet. On the other side, another rank 7s appeared and began to ambush gigantic Willow divine guards. The entire royal city seemed to be in a precarious situation. If it weren't for the guardian deity, chaos would have broken out. In addition to gigantic Willow City, the experts of gigantic Pine City had also begun to mobilize on a large scale. However, having learned their lesson, gigantic Pine City was now heavily guarded for fear that someone would sneak into the city. They were still quite far away from the passageway, so they didn't want to be completely caught in the quagmire of war for the time being. Fong Ping had no idea about any of this. He only knew that within gigantic Willow City, a large number of divine guards were out of the city and high-ranked powerhouses were constantly flying out too. After waiting for half a day, there was not a single high rank left in the sky. The entire gigantic Willow City also seemed to be a little chaotic. The continuous departure of the high ranks made the people in Royal City somewhat anxious. Previously, there were supreme experts who were killed, commanders who died in battle, and many generals who died. If she could be comforted in time, it would be over very quickly. However, Before they had even calmed down, someone had charged into Royal City, causing great losses. Many people had been killed, and the people of Royal City had been thrown into disarray. Things were not over yet. As soon as the Willow King returned, there were people killing the giant Willow Divine guards outside the city. There were also people slaughtering cities and towns. All of this made gigantic Willow City, which had just experienced a war, a little chaotic. Unforeseen events after unforeseen events made people feel uneasy, in a place that Fong Ping and the others did not know. In the distant central mountain range, several powerful auras rose in an instant. Someone noticed the changes in the 9 southern regions. Get lost. In the next moment, an enormous figure that shook the heavens, and the earth soared into the sky. The sky trembled as numerous black rifts appeared in the sky. Get lost. The tall figure shouted again. Humph. Don't force me. Battle King, how dare you stop us? Scram. Since you broke the rules first, you're forcing us to fight to the death. Ridiculous. Give it a try. So what if I try? Buzz. In the next moment, far off in the central mountain range, several auras that shattered the void spread out. The tall phantom known as the War King shone upon the world and said coldly, "Then let's fight." As soon as the words left his mouth, it was as if someone from another world far off in the distance joined in and shouted, "Fight!" His voice penetrated thousands of miles, his killing intent boiling. Not just in one place, but in the places where the aura had appeared, there were people responding to it from afar. I've long wanted to kill to my heart's content. We martial artists fight the heavens and earth. When have we ever been afraid? Even if we're exterminated, we won't let you have it easy. Streams of aura that pierced through the heavens and earth appeared, traversing tens of millions of miles. On the other side of the mountain, there was also an extremely powerful pressure. After a long time, both sides fell silent and restrained their auras. A moment later, the forbidden Broken Mountain range became quiet once more. Some of the high-ranked beasts had been frighteningly quiet earlier. It was only now that many of them began to look around in fear. All of this seemed to have happened in another world. Fong Ping and the others knew nothing about it. At this moment, Fong Ping was still thinking about the energy shop. I'm not good enough alone. I have to create chaos. Fong Ping rubbed his chin. How could he create chaos? With the willow tree monster keeping watch in gigantic Willow City, it would be difficult for chaos to arise. There are also a large number of civilian martial artists in the catacombs. Do these martial artists really not have any ambition? Not greedy? Fong Ping thought of the square from before. Over there, a large number of civilian martial artists had gathered. If I were there and threw out a few hundred energy stones, would there be chaos? Fong Ping was not too sure. If there was order, then there might not be chaos. However, if there was chaos, then it would really be chaos. If the willow tree monster wanted to suppress it, then it would give him a chance. The key is, I can't bear to throw out the energy stones. Fong Ping muttered in his heart. Next time, he would see if he could get someone to make a batch of fake energy stones when he returned to the surface, the kind that emitted energy but did not actually have much energy. With human technology, it should not be difficult to make them, right? If he threw out a few hundred high-ranked energy stones, he did not believe that no one would be tempted, not to mention the catacombs' martial artists. Even on the human side, if he really threw a few hundred cultivation-aiding energy stones on the ground, it would cause people to fight over it. Murder might not happen, but there was bound to be a fight. One should never look at the human heart too brightly. There's no other way now. If I can't fake it, then I'll make it real. Fong Ping pondered for a moment. Should he first rob a shop and then throw it out to try mixing a few high-ranked energy stones and then exploding the high-ranked energy stones? Would it be even more chaotic? It's worth a try. Thinking of this, Fong Ping hesitated no more. He strode into a small energy stone exchange shop. There were not many people in the shop, and it was divided into 2 rooms. Outside, 2 rank 3 martial artists were in charge of the exchange, and inside, a rank 5 martial artist was in charge of guarding the energy stones. These energy stones should be transported away on a regular basis. Fong Ping sensed that the energy fluctuations were not too strong. Fong Ping was currently wearing a rank 3 medal. The 2 martial artists in charge of the exchange did not pay too much attention to it. At this moment, there were 2 or 3 customers in the shop who were also exchanging. Fong Ping saw one of them carrying a small cloth bag. He poured at least 70 or 80 ordinary energy stones the size of a quail egg onto the counter. They weighed at least 2 to 3 caddies, more than a kilogram. In MCMAU, the lowest grade was 1 credit per gram, and the higher grade was 30 credits per gram. Fong Ping sensed it slightly. This was not the lowest grade. The lowest grade had an extremely low energy content. In MCMAU, this was worth at least 3 to 5 credits per gram. Even if it was 3 credits, that would be 90,000 per gram. There were so many, it was more than 100 million. In the end, the rank 3 martial artist in charge of the exchange went backstage. After a while, he took out a small energy stone about 5 grams and threw it to the other party. Fong Ping was dumbfounded. What kind of exchange ratio was this? More than 100 million in exchange for 5 million? 20 to 1. This was 2F asterisk King Shady. The catacombs, ordinary people, were really miserable. Just like that, the rank 3 martial artist, who was also a rank 3, nodded and bowed in gratitude, his face full of excitement. Ordinary energy stones could not be used for cultivation. Even if they were used for cultivation because there were too many impurities, it would easily cause energy to be mixed up. This was extremely fatal to the catacombs' martial artists. If they could not be exchanged, then they could only be used for daily life, such as cooking, lighting a lamp. Only after exchanging could they be cultivated. Even if they could not exchange much, it was enough to make the catacombs' martial artists excited. At this moment, Fong Ping even had the idea of competing with the catacombs' royal city for business. F***CK. If I open an exchange shop too, I'll be rich. Humans could purify energy from energy stones. This was also the result of many years of research. Of course, the consumption was too high, and the energy loss was not small. This was also the reason why the difference between basic energy stones and high-ranked ones was as high as 30 times. The difference in the actual energy content between the two did not reach 30 times. Even the lowest grade raw or had an energy purity of about 30%. The difference between it and high-ranked ones was only 3 times. The difference in value was 30 times, and this included the cost of purification. In other words, if Fong Ping opened a shop here, his profit margin could be as high as 20 times. This is faster than robbing. No, robbing is a business with no capital. This requires capital. That's not right either. This is a free miner. It's much more cost-effective than mining by myself. All kinds of thoughts appeared in Fong Ping's mind. Very quickly, Fong Ping thought of something again. No, this energy stone of about 5 grams was also his. He could not let the other party take it away. Seeing that the other party was about to leave, Fong Ping's mentality erupted in an instant. His mentality had broken through 700 hertz. At this moment, the eruption aimed at these 3 lower-rank, 3 martial artists was like a nuclear weapon. Instant kill. In an instant, the few rank 3 martial artists were frozen. The shop seemed to be slightly quiet. Fong Ping did not give the rank 5 martial artist in the inner room a chance to react. The range of a rank 7 martial artist mentality was generally not less than 30 meters. Among them, there were powerhouses who could cover up to 100 meters. Of course, Fong Ping was not a rank 7 powerhouse, but the range of his mentality was close to 10 meters. The distance between the inner room and the outer room was also about this range. The next moment, Fong Ping's mentality fully erupted. A muffled groan came from the inner room. Without thinking, Fong Ping smashed the metal-made fence with a punch and rushed in instantly, rushing into the inner room. The rank 5 powerhouse had already sobered up a lot. Seeing Fong Ping barging in, he opened his mouth to shout. This place was in the city, and the security of the royal city was still good. Even if there was some chaos at this moment, not all of the gigantic Willow Divine Guards had left. In addition, there was a large number of gigantic Willow troops. If anyone dared to cause chaos in the city, the gigantic Willow troops would definitely kill them. Just as he was about to shout, Fong Ping's mentality fully erupted again. His wealth constantly replenished his mentality. Around him, he had also set up layers of mentality barriers. The other party also struggled violently. Energy erupted from his whole body, constantly crushing Fong Ping's mentality. If it were Yao Qingjun, he would be helpless at this moment and could only fight it head-on. However, Fong Ping did not care about this. He had a lot of wealth. He could replenish his mentality and continue to consume it. A large amount of mentality kept gushing out. The intensity was not great, but it was enough to deal with a rank 5 martial artist. After suppressing the other party, Fong Ping did not delay. The chaos-vanquishing saber appeared out of thin air and slashed at the other party's neck. No, although his mind was somewhat stagnant due to the mentality shock, in the face of the crisis of death, the other party still sobered up. A large amount of blood spurted from his mouth. In the next moment, the other party broke free from Fong Ping's control. The rank 5 powerhouse in charge of guarding was not too weak. He should be an upper stage rank 5 powerhouse. Now that he had broken free, the other party's eyes flashed fiercely. As a result, just as he was about to fight back, Fong Ping growled, "Explode!" The silent explosion shook the surrounding space. A ripple also appeared in the surrounding mentality barrier. Then, the barrier shattered. Fong Ping's face turned slightly pale. This job was really not that easy. Sometimes mentality self-detonation was too dangerous. A little carelessness, a little lack of control, and the explosion damaged the foundation. Even if he had wealth to replenish it, it would not be able to recover. I can't do this next time. Fong Ping warned himself in his heart. At this moment, the upper stage rank 5 martial artist was bleeding from the mentality self-detonation. Although he did not die, his mind was also blown to a halt. This time, Fong Ping did not hold back. With a swing of his Chongdao, the head fell off. Killing an upper stage rank 5 is so easy. Fong Ping was a little smug, but he also knew that other than him, others might not be able to replicate this. Even if it was a grandmaster, would you dare to self-detonate mentality? Unless you had the determination to die, it was more or less the same as perishing together with the other party. After killing the enemy with one slash, Fong Ping was worried that more customers would come. Without delay, he quickly searched the other party's body and put a few high-ranked energy stones into his pocket. Then, with one slash, he cut open the iron door behind the other party. Bang! The sound of an explosion rang out. It was not soft, but Fong Ping did not take it seriously. He had already set up the surrounding mentality barrier again. At this moment, the mentality barrier set off a ripple, but the sound did not come out. This kind of warning device did not guard against high ranks. if a high rank really wanted to snatch it, they would not be able to stop it. Moreover, it was difficult for a normal martial artist to set up a mentality barrier without reaching a high rank. Even peak rank, 6 martial artists might not do this. It consumed too much mentality. Fong Ping did not care so much. He quickly opened the iron door. Behind the iron door was a small secret room. In the secret room, a large number of low-ranked energy stones were piled up, as well as a small number of high-ranked energy stones. Fong Ping did not stand on ceremony. Whether they were high-ranked or low-ranked, he put them all into his storage space. In a few seconds, Fong Ping had completed the steps of killing and robbing. The next moment, Fong Ping walked out of the shop and closed the door. Of course, he could not hide it for long. Martial artists of the 3 lower ranks might not be able to detect anything, but once martial artists of the 3 middle ranks passed by, they would be able to smell the blood very quickly. Next time, maybe he should ask someone to design something to remove the smell and bring it over. He just did not know if it would be effective in the catacombs. As Fong Ping thought about this, he walked out of the shop calmly and blended into the crowd. This shop was not big, and there were not many energy stones. There were very few high-ranked ones. Fong Ping was considering whether to create chaos and continue to do big things, or to rob a few small shops now and stop in time. Very soon, Fong Ping made a decision. He would rob a few more small shops first. When he was discovered, then he would consider doing big things and creating chaos. Maybe I shouldn't keep an eye on these shops. I should keep an eye on the giant mine below. Fong Ping's eyes flickered. If he messed things up a little more, he would pay a little later and bury a few high-ranked energy stones underground. Within a range of 10 meters, his mentality could explode. If he exploded, the ground would collapse. If there was an explosion, everything would shake. This was the outer city. Even if the willow tree monster sensed it, it would first sense the place where the explosion occurred. Perhaps he could take the opportunity to pass through the area where the willow tree roots were and sneak underground. He could find a place with a drainage outlet and go down without a sound. If I want to make money, then I have to be willing to spend. Fong Ping kept calculating the pros and cons in his heart. It was just a few high-ranked energy stones. If they exploded, so be it. He would not be able to catch the wolf without risking it. Anyway, he still had a lot, but there were too few high-ranked ones. He might as well dig up more low-ranked ones and take them away. Just as Fong Ping started planning to detonate the high-ranked ones and dig up the low-ranked ones, Qin Feng Qing and the others were once again in the predicament of being hunted. At this moment, Qin Feng Qing was holding a thumb-sized, high-ranked energy stone in his hand. He was slightly reluctant to part with it. It was too extravagant. Absorbing high-ranked ones while running was really too extravagant. I'll absorb it. Qin Feng Qing gritted his teeth. Absorb it. If it was a waste, so be it. Recently, he had absorbed too many low-ranked ones. There were too many energy impurities in his body. If he continued to absorb low-ranked ones, the vitality force in his body would rebel. While absorbing the energy stone, Qin Feng Qing tried to be cheerful. Let's be extravagant too. That stingy Fong Ping has probably never done something like this in his life. If he encounters a high-purity energy stone, he won't be able to dig it out even if you beat him to death. It's quite extravagant. Li Hansong also started absorbing the high-ranked energy stone, but he felt quite satisfied. Using this kind of energy stone as a consumable for running was also a rare experience. In the future, he would be able to brag that he had once taken cultivation-aiding energy stones as normal vitality pills. It was a pity that Fong Ping was not here at the moment and did not see it. Otherwise, he would definitely despise him. He would not even bother to look at such a small energy stone. Thinking back to the time when he had trillions of life essence, he could just pour it out and explode it whenever he wanted. Even when he was poor and dejected, he could still explode 8 to 10 high-ranked energy stones the size of quail eggs. Did these people want to compete with him in being extravagant? Chapter 382. In Gigantic Willow City. Martial law. A loud roar sounded suddenly. Countless gigantic willow troops in armor were dispatched, blocking all the intersections. A large number of gigantic willow divine guards flew in the air, and several rank 6 generals looked gloomy. All Lifestone exchange houses, stop the exchange. A peak rank 6 generals shouted softly, and a large number of gigantic willow troops began to enter the various exchange houses for inspection. Inside the city, everyone was in a panic. Successive martial laws and city closures were not like this even when they went to war with Cretaceous City. Now, not even the shadow of the enemy had been seen, and the divine guards in the city were in chaos, which made many people worried. What happened now? In the outer city, in a place that looked like a restaurant, Fong Ping was drinking fruit wine that tasted pretty good and sighed, "When the divine guards are dispatched, no matter how big the trouble is, it will be solved." There was a slightly vague accent mixed in, but the others did not care. The catacombs language was unified, but there were all kinds of accents in each city. As soon as Fong Ping's voice fell, a catacombs martial artist who was also wearing a rank 3 medal said, worriedly, "I'm afraid that the divine guards can't solve it. Yesterday, a strong enemy came, and several commanders. Be careful with your words." Yes, 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 I dare not talk about the commander. The person who spoke slapped himself a few times, still did not hide his worry, and whispered, "Is it another attack by the foreign powerhouses? These 2 days, the royal city is not very stable. I still have a house in Willowwood City. Willowwood City is not safe either, haven't you heard? In the past 2 days, the surrounding towns have suffered, and several small towns have been robbed and killed. How many powerhouses have come from the foreign territory? Can the king defeat the enemy? Now that martial law is enforced, the people from the foreign territory have entered the city again. I originally wanted to try the recruitment of the gigantic willow troops, but now I think it's better to forget about it. I heard that more than half of the divine guards are dead or injured." Everyone was still discussing when Fong Ping suddenly shouted, "The foreign powerhouses should be killed. It's a pity that the royal city does not recruit people from outside the city. Otherwise, even though I am a citizen of Gigantic Pine City, I will also serve the king. I heard that my Gigantic Pine City has also begun to expand its army. When I go back in a few days, I will definitely join the Gigantic Pine Army and massacre the foreign territory." Seeing that he was filled with righteous indignation, someone said, "Brother is courageous, but brother is only rank 3. I'm afraid it will be difficult to massacre the other side." Fong Ping's face was full of rage. He slammed the table hard and said furiously, "Although we're weak, we won't let the foreign martial artists show off." Ambitious. Some people praised while others shook their heads in silence. A level 3 martial artist was not considered too weak. But now the foreign experts were attacking, and even the commander-level experts were under pressure. Just a few days ago, a venerable realm expert had even fallen. So what if a mere 3rd rank martial artist was unyielding? As he spoke, a rank 4 armored guard walked in, glancing around with a cold and stern gaze. Fong Ping stood up and bowed. "Sir, is there anything I can do for you?" The armored guard glanced at him, and his expression became slightly better. Just now, when he was outside, he also heard this person's words, but it seemed that he was not from the city. Royal City did not recruit people from outside the city. The armored guard shook his head slightly and did not say much. he regained his indifference and said, "Report immediately if you see any abnormal people. Those who dare to hide will be killed without mercy." Yes, everyone responded one after another, and responded carefully. Fong Ping's face was full of regret. After the armored guard left, he slammed the table again and said hatefully, "Despicable." Everyone was speechless. Were you sure you wanted to die? However, he had the heart to kill the enemy and protect the city. His courage was commendable. Fong Ping did not speak again. He drank his wine gloomily and stamped the ground with his feet. A high-ranked energy stone was stepped into the ground. There were many people in the restaurant. If this place exploded, it would also cause some chaos. Speaking of which, the catacombs martial artists reacted quite quickly. He had only robbed 2 houses, and he was already discovered. After this time, I'm afraid gigantic Willow City's city entry system will change. Fong Ping pondered in his heart. He had been infiltrated twice in a row. If nothing unexpected happened, gigantic Willow City would probably think of ways to target him next time. But could they do it? A big city with millions of people, and it was also connected to other cities. It was difficult to eliminate these. I don't know if the catacombs powerhouses have a way to come up with a new set of identity verification procedures. Fong Ping felt that his existence was conducive to the catacombs powerhouses promoting the construction of civilization. A good set of identity verification methods was still extremely necessary. It was conducive to the stability of society and increased the catacombs' jurisdiction over the general public. Willow King should thank him. His existence had also made gigantic Willow City realize that there was a huge loophole in their defense. For example, the underground drainage pipe should be blocked. For example, the willow tree monster should strengthen the strength of the end roots. The current strength was still a little lacking. Another example would be the rank 9 Willow King. He should not go out for a stroll if he had nothing to do. With a rank 9 powerhouse staying in the nest, and it was not a monster plant like the willow tree monster that could not be moved easily, the deterrent was still very strong. If Willow King was in the city, the rank 9 powerhouses mentality could cover a large area. Fong Ping might not dare to be so arrogant. He was so arrogant that he was still drinking here even though the gigantic Willow army was right next to him. But I also have some loopholes. The catacombs accent is a little strong, and it's a little awkward. I have to work hard to learn. The Nanjiang catacombs has a Nanjiang catacombs accent. The next time I go to the Magic City catacombs, I have to pay attention to change it. I can't go back with the Nanjiang catacombs accent. Also, if I encounter a high-ranked powerhouse head-on, I'll be easily seen through. I have to be careful. He restrained his aura. It was fine to hide, but if he appeared in front of people, it would be particularly eye-catching. Therefore, at this moment, there were energy particles condensed from mentality on the surface of Fong Ping's body. These energy particles were not within the scope of the shield. Middle and low ranks could not see anything, but if he encountered high ranks, he would notice the problem if he looked closely. Guerrilla warfare is no problem. If I stay in the city for a long time and encounter a high rank, it will be troublesome. Fong Ping realized the shortcoming. The energy shield was not omnipotent. Of course, it was also very expensive. It consumed 600,000 wealth per hour, which was not a small amount. If he stayed permanently, he could not afford it. He buried a high-ranked energy stone. Outside the street, the gigantic Willow Army's interrogation seemed to have weakened a lot. The rank 6 powerhouses high in the sky had also disappeared at this moment. Fong Ping looked at them with contempt. Who were they trying to fool? Not surprisingly, these people were now in the most vigilant state. If he went out to rob the shop at least hundreds of people would appear in front of him in less than 10 seconds. This is child's play. Let's see who can outlast who. Fong Ping suspected that not only these middle and low-rank powerhouses were paying attention, but the willow tree monster might also be paying attention. There might even be high ranks hidden in the city that had not left yet. Previously, several high-rank auras flew out, but there were still many rank 7 powerhouses on gigantic Willow City's side. Even if a few died, Fong Ping ignored these people and continued to drink. After drinking for a while, Fong Ping left the restaurant. Not far away was the big square he saw when he came yesterday. At this moment, the martial artists in the big square were much fewer than yesterday. In addition to the martial law in the city, there were even fewer people. However, this was a trading place for martial artists from the surrounding towns. Even if the city was under martial law, this place was not closed for the time being. Although it was not closed, there were many gigantic willow soldiers around. These city guards were quite domineering. They glanced at the martial artists who set up the stalls as if they were thieves. When they saw some wretched-looking people, a large number of city guards would soon surround them. Fong Ping glanced for a while, and several wretched-looking guys were taken away. What's the meaning of this? Fong Ping felt a little indignant. Why did they catch these wretched-looking guys? Were they catching people according to his template? With the arrest of a few wretched-looking guys, the gigantic Willow Army did not pay too much attention to this place. They left some people on the periphery and did not bother anymore. Fong Ping walked around and looked. Sometimes he squatted down to look at the goods, but in fact, he was burying the high-ranked energy stones. Not only the high-ranked ones. While burying the high-ranked ones, Fong Ping also buried some low-ranked ones. When it exploded later, the high-ranked ones would explode, and the low-ranked ones would fly everywhere. Would these guys think that an energy mine had been blown up? If someone was greedy and thought that there was an energy mine below and dug down, then it would be fun. This was like a human pill company's production line exploding. A large number of normal vitality pills flew out. Fong Ping felt that if he were there, he would definitely think that there were still high-ranked pills inside, taking advantage of the chaos to grab some for himself. That was not too much, right? As for energy fluctuations, martial artists below the high ranks would not be able to sense energy very clearly unless they were very strong. Fong Ping was not afraid of being discovered by others. Walking and burying, he buried 7 or 8 high-ranked energy stones. In addition, he had also buried a few outside the square before, so Fong Ping stopped. As he walked out, Fong Ping was looking forward to it. It would be best if these guys dug down later. Willow Tree Monster would not notice his existence, right? Walking about 10 meters away from the place he had just buried, Fong Ping's mentality shook. Boom! A loud noise came out. In the sky, 7 or 8 rank 6 powerhouses auras suddenly rose. There was even a stronger aura coming. Rank 7. As expected, Fong Ping was not surprised. With the sound of the explosion, the crowd was a little chaotic. Fong Ping rushed out quickly. At this moment, there were people everywhere. Many people were also running out, so he did not attract much attention. As he ran, the sound of the explosion rang out all the way. The intensity of the high-ranked energy stone explosion was not low. Some of the low-ranked martial artists were blown to pieces. Life stone! Someone cried out in surprise. The mine of life has exploded. At this moment, some people had not realized what had happened. They thought that the underground energy mine had exploded. Now, even in the noisy crowd, Fong Ping could hear the clear sound of breathing. For these martial artists outside the city, the difficulty of obtaining a high-ranked life stone was too high. Even though there were many ordinary low-grade energy stones, they were not easy to obtain. High-grade monster beasts resided in the rich mines, while low-grade monster beasts occupied the small mines. Every energy stone, be it of high or low quality, was reeking of blood. When some energy stones were blown up in the square, some martial artists were tempted. Even if there were many powerful auras coming here quickly from the sky. Boom! The sound of the explosion did not stop. Fong Ping ran all the way, exploding more than 10 places in a row. Some shops and restaurants also exploded. On the periphery, countless gigantic willow troops and gigantic willow divine guards rushed over quickly. Some martial artists thought that the foreign powerhouses were attacking and ran out one after another, instantly colliding with the gigantic willow troops on the periphery. Screams, angry roars, and the scolding of the military martial artists rang out continuously. At this moment, Fong Ping had opened up a drainage outlet in a secluded corner of the street and dove into it without a sound. Just as Fong Ping dove down, countless crystal-clear roots suddenly rose from the square. These roots had turned into killing weapons. In the blink of an eye, the roots pierced through the bodies of countless martial artists. The noisy shouting from before seemed to have disappeared in an instant. After a while, some warlord powerhouses and a rank 7 powerhouse arrived. When they saw the corpses strewn all over the square and blood stained the square, the faces of several warlords changed slightly. There were at least hundreds of martial artists here, and now all of them were killed. Willow tree monsters' roots could even easily penetrate Fong Ping's body, let alone these mostly low-ranked martial artists. They were almost all killed instantly. A few middle-ranked martial artists were also difficult to resist, especially when Willow Tree Monster was angry. Some of the gigantic Willow troops on the periphery were also trembling at this moment. The tutelary was angry. The royal city belonged to the Willow King, and in fact, it was also the tutelary's. At this moment, the royal city was constantly being destroyed, attacked, and the life essence was stolen. It was natural for it to be angry. In the void, an extremely powerful mentality swept over. It swept around the square, and soon it went deep underground and began to sweep. However, it did not last long before this mentality receded. It was far from the inner city, and the consumption was too high. Moreover, there were mineral veins underground. If it swept deep, there would be energy fluctuations everywhere, and the interference would be too great. As the mentality receded, the rank 7 commander breathed a sigh of relief, and then shouted, "Investigate strictly. Seal the city. Arrest all the people in the outer city. 3 people from gigantic Willow City will be the guarantors." After issuing a series of orders, the commander pondered for a moment, looked at several warlords, and said, "The tutelary has sealed off the inner city. Move by, bring people to gigantic armor city, and ask the Earth Armor Commander to bring the Earth Armor Beast here. The Willow King will reward you handsomely." "Yes, sir." The warlord called Mu Bai did not hesitate. Although he was not on good terms with the Monster Life clan, it was not a big problem to pay them a certain amount of benefits and let them help a little. General Mu Bai took his people and left quickly. Soon, someone whispered, "Commander, is it still the thief from yesterday?" 9 out of 10. The rank 7 commander's eyes were cold. Who else could it be other than him? Bring people to seal off everywhere. Also, send people to seal off all the main roads outside the city. I don't believe that he will never show up. Also, strengthen the defense of the underground mineral vein of life. Be careful of intruders. When the Earth Armor Beast arrived, let's see how you can still drill into the ground. Glancing sideways at the giant tree in the inner city, the rank 7 commander breathed a sigh of relief. The tutelary was still in the city, and the inner city was fine. Although the outer city suffered heavy losses, most of the people who died were people outside the city. If they died, they died. Without looking at the corpses, the commander rose into the air and quickly disappeared in front of everyone. As soon as the commander left, several rank 6 warlords were a little worried. Now, the city was not safe. If the king doesn't come back soon, it will really be chaos. Such thoughts flashed through their minds. The king had been outside, and the venerables were not around. Although the tutelary was strong, it could only guard the inner city. However, the outer city was destroyed, which was extremely serious. If the king kept watch in the city, the thieves would not dare to be so bold. However, at this moment, the king was still outside. Even the commander had to seek help from Monster Life Clan. Gigantic Willow City would probably become the laughingstock of 9 Southern Territory this time. In the city, several warlords hoped that their king would come back soon. Outside the city, at the passageway entrance, Willow King's crown had fallen off. Cracks also appeared on his golden jade-like body. At this moment, Willow King was mad with hatred. What happened to the promised land of rebirth that no one too strong would come? Yes, no supreme king would come. However, this newcomer, even if he was not a supreme king, he was not far from it. This was how the bastard from the restricted area fooled him. Willow King was mad with hatred, but Zhao Xingwu was a little puzzled. Was it not a few rank 8s and dozens of rank 7s besieging him? Why was it that this guy was the only one holding the fort from beginning to end? Was the situation not so dangerous that they could not wait a moment longer? Why did it not feel that dangerous? If it were not for the trustworthy old Zheng who went back to report, Zhao Xingwu would have suspected that the other party reported false information. It was not that dangerous at all. Not to mention high ranks, even the middle and low rank armies were not seen. The Nanjiang catacombs did not seem to attach much importance to the passageway. At this moment, Zhao Xingwu probably did not expect that among the few guys who appeared unexpectedly, 3 of them lured away hundreds of gigantic Willow Divine Guards. A fake rank 8 lured away a rank 8 and a few rank 7s. The other one also held up a large number of gigantic Willow Divine Guards and a rank 7 in the city. If it were not for the continuous changes at the back, at this moment, Willow King would not be here alone. There would at least be a few more rank 7 and 8 powerhouses. As for the Allied forces in Gigantic Pine City, because they were worried about repeating the same mistakes, there were also a large number of rank 7 and 7 martial artists staying in the city and not dispatched. It's not that great. Zhao Xingwu felt quite relaxed. It seemed that the situation in Nanjiang was much better than expected. The next moment, Zhao Xingwu roared. The Changdao in his hand suddenly disappeared. In an instant, it broke through the air and slashed at a tree shadow above Willow King's head. Countless branches of the looming giant tree cut through the void, constantly surrounding and attacking the Changdao. Vaguely, countless branches of the giant tree were cut off. The broken branches collapsed. In an instant, every time one of them collapsed, Willow King's expression became uglier. He was not a match. If he continued to fight, he might be in trouble. How do the other realms compete with the Land of Rebirth? At this moment, Willow King was a little suspicious. He heard from the people in the restricted area that in other realms, one city was enough to compete with the other party. Why were there so many accidents here? What Willow King did not know was that Zhao Xingwu was also puzzled. It was fine if the other party did not have reinforcements. At this moment, he had the upper hand. It seemed that there were no signs of anyone coming from the Central Mountains. There were so many accidents today. Glancing at Willow King, Zhao Xingwu did not think too much. This guy's strength was average. Of course, he might not be able to kill the other party. If it really came to a life or death situation, there should be someone coming to rescue him. However, even if he could not kill the other party, he had to severely injure the other party, at least so that the other party would not be able to come again. It would also reduce the resistance for the subsequent construction of the city. Taking advantage of the fact that the other party was alone, Zhao Xingwu did not delay. He attacked with all his might, causing the void to explode continuously. On this side, Willow King was still resisting with difficulty. In a faraway place, an earth-shattering loud noise came. A giant tree that seemed to reach the sky erupted with an extremely intense light at this moment. Something's wrong. Willow King's expression changed drastically. He could no longer care about the passageway. To hell with the land of rebirth. The people in the restricted area should go and guard themselves. I'm not doing this anymore. The next moment, Willow King turned and ran. Zhao Xingwu was stunned for a moment. He hurriedly chased after him. A hint of suspicion flashed in his eyes. What was going on? Even the guardian demon plant had come out. Chapter 383. At the same time, Fong Ping was fleeing frantically in the underground drainage pipe. He was in trouble now. He just wanted to get some low-ranked energy stones, fill up his storage space, and leave. Who knew that after a while, the guards from the catacombs arrived. Fong Ping did not think of blowing up the mineral veins. In fact, he could not do it. Low-ranked stones had low energy purity, so it was difficult to explode, even with mentality. What a coincidence! Yesterday, a large amount of life essence was released, and the energy concentration in the mining area increased a lot. Fong Ping also scattered a large amount of energy essence in the mining area later, causing the energy concentration in the outer mining area to be extremely high. The energy mineral veins were originally very high, and now it was even higher, probably not much worse than the core area. This was like the high gas concentration in a coal mine. In fact, everything would return to normal after 2 more days, and it would not cause an explosion at all. The people of gigantic Willow City did not expect Fong Ping to come again today. Even if he came, he just had to throw the high-ranked energy stones as a bomb. Now, it caused a chain reaction. A large amount of energy was ignited, directly igniting the surrounding areas with high energy concentration. Fong Ping himself was blown up by the huge energy explosion, and his injuries were not light. Not only that, the explosion spread along the periphery all the way to the core area with more energy. Seeing that it was about to cause an even more intense explosion, Willow Tree Monster finally could not hold it in anymore. Countless roots retracted from the outer city, causing a large area of the outer city to collapse. Not only that, in order to suppress the energy explosion, Willow Tree Monster had to cut off the connection between some of the exploding mineral veins and the core area. Strong mentality spread to the ground and began to seal and shield the energy explosion. The high-intensity energy explosion even blew up a lot of the roots. This time, Fong Ping had completely angered the other party. For hundreds of years, Willow Tree Monster had not suffered such a loss. In its anger, it could not care about continuing to guard the inner city. Willow Tree Monster's roots uprooted from the ground, and in its rage, it followed the direction of the energy explosion and chased after it personally when he felt the monstrous momentum in the distance. Fong Ping really wanted to pee in his pants. He did not intend to blow it up. He did not expect the energy mine to be blown up so easily. If it was so simple, human grandmaster powerhouses would have come to blow up the city even if it meant risking their lives. However, he had blown up the outer city. Fong Ping did not know what else to say. It was true that a high concentration of energy could easily cause an explosion, but didn't it not explode yesterday? Yesterday, he also detonated it once. Why didn't it explode yesterday? Fong Ping had forgotten that there were a lot of high ranks among the people who went after him yesterday. The moment the life essence exploded, those high ranks had used their mentality to suppress the signs of explosion. If there were still a few high ranks keeping watch in the underground today, it would not be so easy to trigger a large-scale explosion. In the end, there was only one high rank in the city right now. He had not entered the ground yet, but was on the ground for interrogation. The willow tree demon guarded the inner city and did not care about the outer city. After a while, Fong Ping really did blow up the energy mine. At this moment, even though only some of the low-grade veins in the periphery had caused explosions, as the explosions rang out, it also triggered a chain reaction, and large-scale collapses appeared in the outer city. The willow tree monster happened to be enraged again. It rose from the ground. This explosion was even more serious than the one caused by Fong Ping. The willow tree demon, which had not moved for 100 years, was now almost one with the inner city. In its rage, it rose from the ground, causing a large number of buildings in the inner city to collapse. In its rage, the rank 9 monster plant monster did not care about the catacombs humans anymore. It had long been infuriated by this little bug. Yesterday, Fong Ping had stolen its life essence, which had already made the willow tree demon want to kill him personally. Now, it had indeed done so. F*CK, so fast. Feeling the momentum behind him getting stronger and stronger, a wave of mentality that shook the void sweeping in all directions. Fong Ping's face was deathly pale. He did not even enter the inner city because he was afraid that the willow tree demon would attack. What was going on now? A rank 9 was chasing after him. The enraged willow tree demon not only swept its mentality, but also a large number of roots, constantly sweeping in all directions. The entire underground was almost swept away by it. So what if there was no aura? As Fong Ping ran madly, there would always be some movement. As long as it crushed all the way, no matter where that little bug hid, he would not be able to escape death. Under gigantic Willow City, Fong Ping fled frantically. In the city, a large number of residents were also fleeing. The tutelary had gone mad, following the willow tree demon's movements. A large number of buildings collapsed, crushing countless ordinary catacombs humans to death. That was not all. Under the sweep of mentality, the willow tree demon would not care so much. There would always be some unlucky ones who were swept by the mentality and instantly turned into mud. A large number of roots penetrated the void, and also penetrated many catacombs humans. In the sky above the city, the rank 7 chieftain was silent like a cicada in winter. However, when he saw that the tutelary was a little crazy and was still chasing after him, he could not help but shout, "Tutelary, the royal city is about to collapse." The willow tree demon withdrew its own roots, and the underground was swept clean again. At this moment, a large area of collapse had occurred. In the distance, an extremely strong force soared into the sky, rushing in this direction. The willow tree demon also knew that Willow King had returned. However, it was still far away. It might still need some time. Perhaps it was worried that the royal city would really collapse. The willow tree demon's movements quieted down, but it still could not hide its anger. An extremely strong mentality swept in the direction where Fong Ping was fleeing. Along the way, almost all living creatures died in an instant. At this moment, the willow tree demon did not care about these people's lives at all. It did not care if it killed a group of people by mistake. The mentality swept in one direction, constantly sweeping, so strong. At this moment, Fong Ping no longer cared about hiding his voice. The mentality wave behind him that almost suffocated him made Fong Ping's expression change drastically. As the mentality swept in the way, the ground collapsed, the mud and stones shattered. Fong Ping even saw some mine rats that were not affected instantly disintegrated. Although he himself was still some distance away from the mentality wave, at this moment, he also felt that his mentality was being torn apart. Fong Ping gritted his teeth. As he ran madly, he constantly replenished his wealth. However, no matter how much he replenished, he could not withstand it. His mentality was still being torn apart continuously. Mother asterisk her. How is this possible? Fong Ping's face was full of disbelief. How far had he run? The monster tree was at least 10,000 meters away from him. 10 kilometers. From so far away, the mentality wave had actually torn his mentality to pieces countless times. How could it be so strong? A rank 7 powerhouses mentality could cover about 30 to 100 meters. Actually, Fong Ping did not know how far a rank 8 could cover. Compared to a rank 7, it was not much stronger. 300 meters? 500 meters? 500 meters at most. At rank 9, how could it be so strong? Was Wu Chuan this strong? Absolutely not. Not only Wu Chuan, Fong Ping suspected that the others would not be this strong either. This tree was definitely a little too much of a freak. The mentality attack behind him was still sweeping in. Fong Ping did not dare to stop running madly. At this moment, the rank 7 powerhouse finally sensed Fong Ping's movement and chased after him. In its rage, the tutelary did not care about other people's casualties and launched the strongest mentality wave. At this moment, the ground collapsed. Everything turned into dust. Under such circumstances, Fong Ping's whereabouts were a little conspicuous. With such heavy losses, and the tutelary so furious, if he still could not catch the thief, he would not be able to answer to the king. Almost half of the outer city had collapsed. In the inner city, countless buildings had collapsed too. There were not many martial artists who were injured or killed in the explosion. The tutelary had probably killed thousands of people. Among them, many were martial artists. Just as the rank 7 powerhouse attacked, the towering tree trunk shone brightly, bursting with rays of intense light. Willow Tree Monster did not move anymore, but it refused to give up. Its mentality spread out continuously. At this moment, the distance was even further. Willow Tree Monster was no longer here to kill, but to guide the way. When mentality was not used to attack, but to investigate, it could be released even further. It was not that easy for Fong Ping, who was running vigorously, to avoid detection. Fong Ping's face was pale. His mentality had been shattered so many times that his head was dizzy. I just stole some low-ranked energy stones that you guys don't want. Why do you have to do this? The little bit I stole is not even enough for you guys to blow up yourselves. Is there a need for that? For this little bit of energy stones, the rank 9 tree monster personally chased after him, not caring about its reputation at all. Have you ever seen the boss of a coal mining company personally chasing after a little bit of stolen leftovers? Boom. Fong Ping was still running. In the sky, the rank 7 powerhouse attacked. A palm slammed down from the sky, and the ground cracked. A large amount of gravel came crashing down. Fong Ping's footsteps did not slow down at all, rushing straight through the gravel. His body was cut by the broken gravel. Where's Old Man Lee? Fong Ping was close to tears. At this moment, he was targeted. It was difficult to hide even if he wanted to. Yesterday, he could hide in the city because there were many underground passageways in the city. These rank 7 and 8 powerhouses did not want to destroy the royal city. But now Willow Tree Monster had destroyed more than half of the outer city. Since they had already suffered heavy losses, this rank 7 powerhouse no longer had any scruples. With the determination to kill, He attacked without holding back. A large number of passageways collapsed. If this went on, once there were no more obstacles, the surrounding passageways would be blocked, and he would die without a doubt. Fong Ping did not think that he could really run faster than a rank 7, and that he could fight against a rank 7 martial artist. Just as Fong Ping was running, about 30 li outside of gigantic Willow City, Qin Fengqing and the others who were also running had their mouths wide open. What the hell was that towering tree? That big tree that exploded with a huge light? Is this the tutelary monster plant that they were talking about? It should be. Didn't they say that we can't move? Who knows? I can feel the pressure from so far away. It's gigantic Willow City. Did our people attack the city? 30 li was not considered close. The distance was extremely far. However, that big tree was still so dazzling, so suffocating. Qin Fengqing swallowed. He actually wanted to attack the city. He must be tired of living. If he angered the other party, he would not even know how he died. Luckily, we didn't court death. Qin Fengqing looked relieved. Previously, he had heard the catacombs martial artists talk about the tutelary monster plant. Of course, it was just hearsay. The guy who threatened him, who might be the mayor, was quickly beaten to a pulp by them. They were just hearsay. Who would take it seriously? However, at this moment, Qin Fengqing was extremely glad. Next time, he would not even think about entering the catacomb city, even if he was beaten to death. Other things aside, with such a huge physique, it could crush them to death. It was too terrifying. Beside him, Li Hansong ran madly without a sound. Were you sure you weren't courting death? Behind them, there were still hundreds of catacombs martial artists chasing after them. They had been in the catacombs for 3 days. They had been running for 3 days, almost without a moment's rest. At this moment, Li Hansong could not be bothered with what was happening in gigantic Willow City. He just wanted to find a place to rest. He was really tired. If word got out, probably no one would believe that a rank 5 powerhouse would die of exhaustion on the road. 3 days. Running for 3 days. If not for his strong physique and the fact that he had absorbed a lot of energy stones, he would have died of exhaustion long ago. Being chased by a few rank SIXS and a large group of rank 4s and 5s. What kind of experience is this? This thought came to Li Hansong's mind. He remembered Wang Jinyang's words again. A martial artist who was not chased was not a good martial artist. Now, he was considered a good martial artist, right? Maybe, from the beginning, I should have followed Fong Ping. At least I wouldn't have to run for 3 days and 2 nights. 30 li was actually not too far from gigantic Willow City. For Fong Ping and the others, the highest speed they could reach was close to 100 meters per second. If they ran as if their lives depended on it, they could run more than 10 li in a minute. Of course, running this fast usually could not last long. However, the potential of humans was always limitless. When faced with a life-threatening crisis, nothing was impossible. When Li Hansong had this thought, a loud roar came from afar. "Old Li, save me!" At this time, Fong Ping could not care less about exposing his whereabouts. He was being targeted. At this moment, he had already run out of gigantic Willow City. He did not drill anymore. Because his speed was very slow, he was almost shocked to death a few times. However, no matter how fast he was, he could not outrun a rank 7. At this moment, the rank 7 powerhouse in the sky attacked him with a cold, murderous intent, wanting to kill him on the spot. The roar was also to let old man Li know where he was. At most 30 seconds, he would be caught. If he was caught, then he would die. This roar came faintly from afar. Li Hansong's expression froze. Wang Jinyang's expression changed slightly. Qin Fengqing, on the other hand, had a look of realization. He said quickly, F***CK, I knew it. He must have gone to their lair. Stop talking nonsense. He's being chased. Same for us. It's not the same. The one chasing him is a high rank. As soon as Wang Jinyang said this, Qin Fengqing's expression changed drastically. He growled, Quick, change direction. The next moment, Qin Fengqing did not even think about it. He turned around and ran from the side. As for rescue, don't be ridiculous. If they went there, they would be dead meat. Wang Jinyang did not hesitate either. He turned around and ran with him. This kid Fong Ping was more capable than them. They had to get away quickly, or else they would all die. Li Hansong subconsciously ran with the two of them. After running for a while, he could not help but say sadly, We're not going to save him? These people were crazy. Qin Fengqing said that Fong Ping might have gone to their lair. He did not quite believe it. Even if he went, he thought that Fong Ping would still be lurking in the dark. However, thinking of the explosion earlier, the towering trees rampage, and now there was a high rank chasing him. Was this considered lurking? This was really going to destroy their lair. Save my ass. Run quickly. The further the better. Qin Fengqing's face was red. This time, he really did not hold back and started to work hard. If he was caught, he would be dead. As for Fong Ping, who knew if that guy would die? Even if he died, there was nothing he could do. He was even more arrogant than him. What the hell did he do to gigantic Willow City? He had provoked that big tree to explode. When Li Hansong heard this, he also realized that he had asked a stupid question. If he could not save Fong Ping, they would only die together. Now, he could only pray that Fong Ping would quickly turn around and not run in this direction. Previously, he had thought that it was amazing that they were being chased by a rank 6, but now, Fong Ping was being chased by a high rank, and it was not just one. That tree had been chasing him before, right? It was too scary. Fong Ping was still alive now. Li Hansong found it hard to believe. MCM, you guys were really tough. If I don't die this time, I won't go into the catacombs with them next time. No, the next time there's a catacombs with them, I won't come even if you beat me to death. No, not only the catacombs. Next time, even if they're above ground, I won't join in the fun. All kinds of thoughts flashed through Li Hansong's mind. It was too exciting. It was so exciting that he could not stand it. He originally thought that Qin Fengqing and Wang Jinyang were considered weirdos. Now it seemed they were insignificant. Chapter 384. Just as Fong Ping roared, a streak of golden light dashed toward him at high speed. As soon as the explosion sounded, Old Man Li knew something had happened. At this moment, Fong Ping had just finished shouting. The golden light was extremely fast, rushing over quickly, shouting, coming. In the next moment, Fong Ping leaped into the air and grabbed Old Man Li's shoulder. Kill him! Fong Ping panted violently, glaring angrily at the rank 7 chasing behind him. Old Man Li did not say a word, flying quickly toward Qin Fengqing and the others. Bring them along and run. Fong Ping was puzzled at first, followed by a look of horror. What did you do? At this moment, 2 golden lights flickered in the distance, in addition to a few rank 7 auras soaring into the air. Old Man Li was also being chased. I've been chased for a long time. Old Man Li was also helpless. First, a rank 9 was chasing him. Finally, he met Zhao Xingwu, but he was taken away. In the end, before he could return to the city, he was stopped by 2 rank 8s from gigantic Willow City, along with a few rank 7s. As for Zhou Dinghua and the others, it seemed that they were still being chased by the people from gigantic Pine City. In short, In the catacombs now, human martial artists were all being chased. No, Zhao Xingwu might be chasing after Willow King. Old man, Li had already felt the aura, but perhaps it would be reversed soon. If Willow King joined forces with that big willow tree, perhaps old Zhao would also have to escape. Humans are so miserable. Such a thought flashed through old man Li's mind. The sorrow of the weak. They were all being chased. How miserable. As for gigantic Willow City in the distance, half of it had collapsed. Old man Li pretended not to see it. It was not him who did it. These were all trivial matters. The golden light was extremely fast. In a flash, it grabbed the 3 people on the ground in an instant. However, they did not feel the slightest bit honored. Qin Fengqing's face was full of pessimism. He turned his head and looked, saying sadly, 2 rank 8s, 5 rank 7s, they're going to die? If they were caught, they would definitely die. I've provoked a few rank SXS, and I'm already scared. What are these 2 guys doing? The key is that when you run, don't run this way. Now, it was great. Old man Li was also a little anxious, shouting, "Give me something to drink." Old man Li was also a little anxious, shouting, "Give me something to drink." Fang Ping's expression darkened. He said angrily, "No more. People will die. It's over even if you die. You brat, you caused such a huge commotion. Could it be that you didn't get it?" Old man Li was a little surprised. "You almost destroyed their city. Did you not get the life essence?" Fang Ping said helplessly, "What's there to snatch? I accidentally blew up the energy mine when I went in. That giant tree went crazy and chased after me. Don't even mention it." Li Hansong was dumbfounded by the conversation between the 2 of them. At this moment, Li Hansong could not care less about the people chasing after him. He hurriedly interrupted, "What mine did you blow up?" "Energy mines, don't you know? There was a large energy mine under Royal City that could extract at least a few thousand tons of energy stones, maybe even tens of thousands of tons. I was going to dig a little, but I accidentally blew up a part of it. The other 3 were stunned. You really went to mine?" Even Qin Fengqing, who thought he knew Fang Ping very well, could not help but ask, "You've been mining these days?" "No, I've been chased by people. I snatched some energy essence and was almost chased to the ends of the earth. I just entered the city this morning to do some small things and dig up some worthless common goods. I didn't expect that rank 9 giant tree to fly into a rage and insist on killing me. Common goods, tens of thousands of tons of energy stones. Tons, not grams. Even if it was grams, it was enough to make them drool." Now Fang Ping was using tons to measure it. Was this brat kidding? Wang Jinyong thought that he was a rather steady person. At this moment, he gulped a little, his eyes flashing. "Is there really a big mine?" "Yes, a royal city is a mine. They're all super big mines. Let me tell you, there are low-purity energy stones everywhere, just like rocks. Just pick them up casually. That's a few hundred caddies. But this time, I blew up a lot of low-purity stones. It's a pity that I blew up at least a few hundred meters of mine tunnel. I don't know if those energy stones were destroyed." Fang Ping lamented, "This is actually nothing. In the core, there are plenty of cultivation-aiding energy stones the size of millstones, not to mention the ones the size of a human head. In the core, those are not energy stones, but energy essence. You know, it's all energy rivers and waterfalls, at least a few tons. That purity is about 100%. If you throw a person in and it doesn't explode, even a pig can become a rank 9. The few of them were lost in their fantasies. An incomparably huge energy vein. Countless high-ranked energy stones. There were also energy rivers. Just thinking about it was too wonderful. At this moment, Li Hansong suddenly felt a little inferior. Once upon a time, he thought that snatching a lot of energy stones with Qin Feng Qing and the others was a magnificent feat that he could brag about for many years. Now that he thought about it, don't mention it, it was too embarrassing. Fong Ping continued to narrate, sighing. What a pity! Just now, I saw a low-ranked energy stone the size of a millstone. I wanted to take it away, but I couldn't. Later, it even exploded. It weighed at least 1 or 2 tons. Listening to Fong Ping's tons and tons, the few of them were dazed again. Since when did energy stones start to be described as tons? Gulp. The sound of saliva being swallowed was heard. Old man Li sighed at the wrong time. Don't think about it, you little bastards. Think about how we're going to run. Behind them, the figures were getting closer. 2 rank 8s and 5 rank 7s. If they caught up, they would definitely die. Seeing that old man, Li could not outrun the other party. Fong Ping's face was full of grief. He pretended to take off his clothes, only to realize that he was naked. With a dry cough, Fong Ping glanced at the few of them. Without waiting for Ironhead Li's reply, he tore off his shirt and wrapped it around himself. Only then did the few of them realize something. Li Hansong murmured, Why are you running? Why are you running naked? If you want to run, then run. Why did you take off your clothes? At this moment, the few of them were huddled together. When they thought of Fong Ping facing them just now, especially Li Hansong, they shuddered. What kind of special hobby was this? Fong Ping was too lazy to explain. He wrapped himself in his clothes, then felt around behind him. A small drop of crystal clear life essence was on his hand. He said painfully, Eat a little. Try your best to run. Old Man Li looked at this small drop of life essence and could not help but scold. So little? Don't be discontented. It's at least 1 gram. It's better than 5 grams of high-ranked energy stones. Yesterday, I ate a few caddies. Now you're letting me eat this little? There's really nothing left. As the 2 of them spoke, Qin Feng Qing, and the other's eyes turned green. What rich energy! They did not need to eat it. Just by feeling the energy that emanated from it made them feel like they were walking on clouds. It was too rich. This was only 1 drop. What was Old Man Li talking about? How many caddies did he eat yesterday? Mother of Astrascur, how extravagant was this? They were ashamed of themselves. They were too ashamed to show their faces. Even when they sucked a thumb-sized high-ranked energy stone, they still felt like their flesh was being cut. How many good things did this kid Fong Ping snatch? The next moment, Qin Feng Qing could not care less about the danger. He struggled to reach out his hand to touch Fong Ping. Fong Ping grabbed his hand and scolded, What are you doing? Fong Ping, Uncle Fong, let me drink a mouthful. Just 1 mouthful. Where are you hiding it? I'm dying. Save me. Just let me drink a mouthful. Qin Feng Qing's face was full of desire and excitement. Let me drink a mouthful. Just 1 mouthful. Maybe I'll be peak rank. 4. Li Hansong swallowed, too embarrassed to say anything. Wang Jinyang, on the other hand, said in a deep voice, Fong Ping, at this time, we don't know if we can survive. Let us drink a mouthful and recover our strength. Even if we die, we have to kill a few to break even. Yes, 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 Li Hansong immediately added, I'll drink a mouthful too. Just 1 mouthful. Let's go kill the enemies. It was too tempting. They had never seen something like this before. It was the essence of energy. Even if they did not drink it, they knew how good it would be just by thinking about it. Their eyes were red. Qin Feng Qing had already started sticking out his tongue to lick Fong Ping's finger. There was still 1 drop. 1 lick would be worth at least 5 million. Thinking of this, the few of them suddenly thought of something. Where did Fong Ping hide this thing? He was not even wearing clothes just now. He suddenly touched his back. Qin Fengqing, who was still sticking out his tongue, suddenly retracted it. Where did he hide it? Where else could he hide something on the back of a human body? Their expressions kept changing. They were tempted, but they also thought of where Fang Ping was hiding. They looked like they were struggling. Could this still be eaten? Fang Ping, this bastard, was too disgusting. However, such a small drop was at least 5 million. Moreover, it was not the kind that money could buy. The value did not mean that it could definitely be bought. Fang Ping did not care so much. With a face full of vigilance, he stuffed his finger into old Li's mouth and stirred it. Then he wiped it on old Li's body and warned, "Stop fooling around. We haven't run away yet." The few of them looked like they were struggling. Seeing old man Li swallow the thing nonchalantly with a satisfied look on his face, they felt a little disgusted. Did old man Li know where Fang Ping took it out from? If he knew, would he still eat it so happily? Fang Ping did not think too much at the moment. He said, "There's no more. There's none left. I drank it all yesterday. I drank a few caddies." Old Li drank at least 100 caddies. "Why don't you guys bite him and see if there's any left?" Crunch! An ear-piercing sound was heard. Qin Fengqing tried to take a bite, but the ear-piercing, grinding sound was heard. Qin Fengqing covered his mouth, and tears flowed out. It was too *king painful. He felt a little disgusted when Fang Ping took it out. However, he felt that it was okay when he tried drinking the old man's blood. There was nothing disgusting about it. He did not expect it to almost break his teeth. Old man Li unleashed his maximum speed again. He was a little tired. "I can't even be bothered to make a sound. Bite if you can. If you can bite through it, you're awesome." Seeing that the few of them were almost forgetting that they were being hunted, Wang Jinyang finally calmed down and said hurriedly, "Instructor Li, you've broken through?" Although old man Li was not an MAU instructor, Wang Jinyang knew all the powerhouses who came to Nanjiang to help. Li Changsheng was not this strong before. Moreover, when Qin Fengqing bit it, there was a crunching sound. This was considered a golden body, right? But breaking through, rank 6 to rank 8, where was that? After he said that, the others finally reacted. They had almost forgotten about this after the excitement just now. Qin Fengqing and old man Li were very familiar with each other. At this moment, he said with a face full of shock, "Don't tell me you've become a rank 8 after eating a few hundred caddies of this thing?" Having said that, he looked at Fang Ping and asked, glaring at him, "What about you?" Fang Ping said lightly, "Rank 5, *CK. Qin Fengqing really could not hold it in anymore. He did not care where Fang Ping took it out from. In order to break through the ranks, martial artists would do anything, not to mention that it was taken out from there. Even if it was pooped out, he would still dare to eat it. Unable to suppress his excitement, Qin Fengqing growled, "Fang Ping, give me a little, just a little, not much. Just let me break through to rank 5. This is a miracle medicine." Not only him, but the other two were once again aroused with endless desire. The rank 6 Li Changsheng became a rank 8 in the blink of an eye. The rank 4 Fang Ping became a rank 5 in the blink of an eye. If this was not a miracle medicine, what was? Especially Li Changsheng. He had reached the sky in a single bound. Before this, they had heard of this rumor. Unexpectedly, the rumor had become a reality. The few of them were emotional, completely forgetting about the pursuers behind them. They could die without regrets after hearing the truth in the morning. Now that Fang Ping had given them a little, they would feel that it was worth it even if they died. Fang Ping was helpless, saying weakly, "There's really no more." "I don't believe it. It's up to you. whether you believe it or not." As Fong Ping said that, he patted Old Man Li, saying helplessly, "Hurry up, the life essence in your body is definitely not used up. Why are you dragging them around? Let's find a place to hide first." Old Man Li had really swallowed a lot yesterday. Even if he had reconstructed his golden body, Fong Ping felt that there would definitely be some left. The old man was not willing to explode now. He must be waiting for Fong Ping to bleed. Did this old man still have a conscience? He only had a little left, yet he did not let it go. Where was his conscience? Old Manly heard that and sighed, saying, "There's really not much left." He did not ask if there was definitely some left. If this kid Fong Ping was willing to spend it all, he would not believe it. "There's no more left. Looks like there's really not much left," Old Manly sighed. The little left in his body was not enough to nurture his mentality. However, Fong Ping was not willing to bleed anymore, so it was hard to deceive him. Without another word, Old Man Li's body emitted a brilliant golden glow. A powerful burst of energy erupted, and in the next moment, his speed increased by 30%. Qin Fengqing's eyes turned red again. Such powerful strength, such powerful energy. It's infuriating to compare myself to others. Qin Fengqing looked helpless, but very quickly he regained his fighting spirit. Teach a man to fish, and you feed him for a lifetime. What was the reason why Fong Ping could get so many things? It was because of breath control. "Fong Ping, how about teaching me breath control? I'll pay 1 million as tuition." "Get lost." 5 million. "Are you getting lost or not?" 10 million. Qin Fengqing's eyes were red. He had learned all the tricks. Fong Ping could not be bothered with him. He turned around and glanced, waving at the few people in the distance. Goodbye. After what he had done to gigantic Willow City, he would not be able to go back in the short term. If he went again, the monster tree would tear the city apart and tear him into pieces. Fong Ping still had this thought in mind. It was not easy to make a trip to the city, but it ended up like this. Fong Ping was regretting it now. If he had known, he would have kept it down. That mine was originally his personal mine. Now, it was hard to say. There are other cities in the catacombs. No, I'm afraid they're all guarded here. Next time, I'll go to Skygate City or other places to steal." As he thought of this, Fong Ping looked at his storage space that was half full again, feeling slightly regretful. It was such a pity that he could not fill up a space. Just like stones, the energy stones that he had randomly thrown on the ground did not even fill up his storage space. It had to be said that he had really suffered a loss this time. Kagu! At this moment, a roar that pierced through the void rose from afar, shaking the void. That roar that was filled with anger and murderous intent made Fong Ping shudder involuntarily. Forget it. He really could not go to gigantic Willow City. Willow King was probably going crazy. Gigantic Willow City had countless casualties. More than half of the city had been destroyed, and a large section of the underground mine had been blown up. At this time, if the other party did not self-destruct out of anger, it would be considered as a powerhouse with a good mentality. If it were someone else, they might really explode out of anger. Fong Ping shuddered, and the others were not much worse off. They all quietened down and looked at each other. This time, they had really offended the city lord. The next time they met, the other party would not treat them like ants. He would definitely kill them. One had to know that a catacomb's rank 9. Even if they met some weaklings, they might not kill them. Then, the few of them looked at Fong Ping. "This is your enemy. We've only killed some martial artists on the periphery." Fong Ping seemed to know what they were thinking. He said lightly, "He has never seen me before. He did not even feel my aura. You guys, on the other hand, I'm afraid you've really been remembered." The king of Willow had never seen them before, but these guys had been hunted down for so long. Their appearances and auras were definitely remembered by the people. If he wanted to kill someone, he would kill them first. Even if Fong Ping stood in front of Willow King, he might not know that Fong Ping was the one who destroyed his royal city. Their expressions changed instantly. Li Hansong wanted to cry, but had no tears. I promise I won't come next time. Not only did he not get many benefits, but he also took all the blame. He was only a rank 5. Being targeted by a rank 9. How would he dare to come again? Fong Ping also sighed a little, muttering, I have a little too many enemies in the catacombs. 3 rank 9s, a few rank 8s, a bunch of rank 7s, Willow King, Willow Tree Monster. These 2 must kill him. Sky Gate City Lord. Fong Ping must kill the other party. These 3 rank 9s were irrevocable enemies. They had not reached rank 9 yet. It was a little dangerous. They were speechless at the same time. Even Old Man Li did not say a word. You are the only one in the world. Many martial artists, when they were middle-ranked, did not even have a chance to fight a high-ranked. You, on the other hand, have a bunch of rank 7s and a few rank 9s. Chapter 385. Boom. A violent explosion came from gigantic Willow City again. The furious Willow King and the big willow tree sensed Zhao Xingwu's aura. They did not care that they were in Royal City anymore. The big willow tree uprooted, countless branches like arms whipping the void. In Willow King's rage, he gathered the endless energy in the sky and guided it into his body. With a thunderous strike, the void exploded, and a second sun exploded. The 2 rank 9 powerhouses exploded in anger. Even if Zhao Xingwu was extremely strong, he was still sent flying dozens of miles away. Without another word, he broke into a run. Crazy. Were the Nanjiang catacombs powerhouses crazy? He had seen the 2 rank 9s unleashing their full power. The ground was torn apart, the city walls collapsed, and countless catacombs people died instantly. So brutal! This was his first time entering the catacombs, right? Were all the powerhouses here like this? No wonder old Zheng said that the Nanjiang catacombs battle was extremely tragic. With the current situation, it was strange that Wu Chuan was still alive. The rank 9s did not even care about their own lair. They risked their lives when they saw anyone. It was really fortunate that Wu Chuan did not die. Zhao Xingwu was dumbfounded. Really, he had fought a few catacombs before. However, it was rare to see a city lord and a monster plant that risked their lives. He only chased after them to take a look. He did not think about risking his life. However, the other party did not say a word. They did not care about the people's lives. When they saw him, they unleashed their full power. They were too warlike. If it were other catacombs, he could understand. Everyone had been fighting for decades, hundreds of years, and there were heavy casualties. But here, he had just arrived. But who collapsed the city? Looking at the faint golden glow in the distance, Zhao Xingwu suddenly thought of something. He muttered, "That's not right. When I first met Li Changsheng, what happened to him?" Zhao Xingwu was completely confused now. Li Changsheng did not die. Then he lured a rank 9 over. This rank 9 did not surround and kill Wu Chuan. Instead, he went after Li Changsheng. This was a very strange place. Logically, if the other party wanted to kill someone, they should be going after Wu Chuan. For powerhouses, they would usually surround and kill the strongest first. The rest were all meat on the chopping block. However, the rank 9 he just met did not. Instead, he chose to kill Li Changsheng. Could it be because Li Changsheng killed the other party's rank 8? In addition, the enemy's city had been destroyed. Who could destroy the enemy's city when there was a demon plant guarding it. Wu Chuan. That wasn't right. He could still feel Wu Chuan's aura. It was far away. Li Changsheng did it. Li Changsheng could destroy a city right under the nose of a rank 9 monster plant. Zhao Xingwu was deeply puzzled. Forget it. He did not care anymore. These 2 rank 9s were in a berserk state now. This was his first time entering the catacombs, not to fight to the death, but to gain a foothold. At this time, there wasn't much meaning in risking one's life. Moreover, after he left, the 2 rank 9s did not chase after him. They just guarded their lair. What did this mean? Not going to the passageway. Not fighting anymore. The situation in the Nanjiang catacombs is really hard to understand. Zhao Xingwu had been to many catacombs in his life. He had been to almost all of the 23 catacombs in the country, including this one. Nanjiang's catacombs, on the other hand, was a little unfathomable. It was filled with a strange aura. In the city closest to the passageway, the 2 rank 9s in the city had actually retreated and stopped fighting. This was strange. Zhao Xingwu shook his head. Forget it. He did not care anymore. He would go and help Wu Chuan. Then he would think about it after returning to the passageway. More than an hour later, at the passageway, Wu Chuan and Zhao Xingwu were bewildered. After a while, Zhao Xingwu could not hold it in anymore. He asked, "What's going on?" "Not fighting anymore. They're letting us build a city just like that. Is there a conspiracy?" It was not that easy. In the past, when opening a stronghold in the catacombs, the other party would not give up until they were powerless. This was because the catacombs had the advantage of time and place. Humans could not send too many powerhouses. Otherwise, more powerhouses would be drawn out. Therefore, under normal circumstances, there were only 1 or 2 rank 9s who entered. The second person rarely made a move, mainly to prevent the other party from making the first move. What about now? The situation in the Nanjiang catacombs was not good. Only when the 2 cities joined forces did Zhao Xingwu enter and make a move. However, Zhao Xingwu felt that he did not fight, and then no one came to attack. On one side, they were guarding the lair and not coming out. On the other side, they were also rushing back to the lair, unwilling to come back again. Wu Chuan was also at a loss. He frowned. Maybe there's a conspiracy, but let's not care. The most important thing now is to occupy the passageway and open a stronghold. The longer we drag this out, the more advantageous it is for us. As long as the passageway is completely stable and we're guarding this place, then our people can come and go as they please. When that time comes, we can attack and defend at will. It's better than now. Everyone took the risk to enter the catacombs for the sake of the safety of the rear. Previously, they were worried that the catacombs people would go out first, so they risked their lives to enter. Now, not only did the catacombs people not go out, but they were also guarding the lair without moving. Then, they would not take the initiative to look for trouble. They would just wait and see who could outlast the other. Although both of them did not quite understand why exactly, this was a good thing. If every catacombs person was so reasonable, then maybe they would not even have to fight. Thinking was one thing, but both of them did not dare to relax. Wu Chuan was even more afraid. He did not forget the importance this side placed on the passageway on the first day they entered. They turned out in full force. They almost surrounded and killed all of them. If it was not for Li Changsheng's outburst in the end, killing a rank 8 and messing up the situation. Yes, Li Changsheng. Wu Chuan suddenly said, "What's going on with Changsheng?" Zhao Xingwu looked at him with a puzzled expression. "You're asking me? I haven't asked you yet. What was going on with Li Changsheng?" Both of them looked at each other, their heads aching. What was going on? They did not understand the current situation. At the same time, 600 li away from the passageway, 300 li away from gigantic Willow City, a few of them crawled out from underground cautiously. Looking at Fong Ping's familiar look, Li Hansong could not hold it in anymore and said in a low voice, You dig holes pretty fast. Fong Ping glanced at him and said lightly, It's a necessary skill for mining. If you don't know it, it means that you're inexperienced. Look at Qin Fengqing and the rest, who's not good at digging holes. Qin Fengqing did not think there was anything wrong with it. He spat out a mouthful of mud and shook his head, saying, I haven't dug holes in a long time. Why, you've never dug a mine before. When he said this, Qin Fengqing saw that Li Hansong was a little strange. He clicked his tongue and said, It can't be. I've dug a few times as a rank 3, but I didn't manage to dig anything. You've never dug before. That Li Hansong felt ashamed of himself once again. It turned out that digging holes was a professional skill. He actually did not know how to do it. It was too embarrassing. As he said that, Li Hansong looked at Wang Jinyang. Nanjiang's catacombs had just opened. You don't know either, do you? Wang Jinyang chuckled softly. Don't listen to their nonsense. Digging holes is mainly to avoid being hunted down. Our aura is too obvious. It's just a hole that's tens of meters deep. Most rank 7s will have a hard time finding us. In other words, I know how to dig holes too. I'm quite skilled at it. Do the other catacombs survive like this? Li Hansong suddenly felt a little sorry for them. It turned out that the other catacombs environment was so harsh. In his entire life, he had only been to capital cities' catacombs. Over there, martial artists were not like this. Over there, martial artists fought head-on. Over there, it was rare to be chased by others. It turned out that capital cities' catacombs were different. Old Manly glanced at him. Idiot! Who King relied on digging holes to survive. These little bastards were too reckless. They were hunted down all the time. From rank 3 to rank 5, they were still being hunted. How many of them were like this? In other catacombs, including Magic City's catacombs, even if humans went out of the city, they would not go too deep. Now, it had become a tug-of-war. There were not many times when they went deep into the enemy's territory to be hunted down. Did you think everyone was like these 3 guys, provoking high ranks when they had nothing better to do? Looking at Li Hansong's expression of admiration and sympathy, Old Man Li felt that this guy should go back as soon as possible. Otherwise, sooner or later, he would not even know how he died. These 3 people were used to being hunted down. They had experience in how to run, how fast to run, how to save energy, and how to maintain combat strength. Li Hansong obviously lacked this kind of experience. At critical moments, whoever ran slower, who lacked experience, would be the first to die. No one cared about Li Hansong anymore. Fong Ping exhaled and said, There's no way to go to gigantic Willow City anymore, but I know the location of gigantic Pine City. Old Manly shook his head and said, The battle between rank 9s has stopped. In the battle between rank 9s, the energy tide surged. Even if there was no movement, there would still be a reaction. Right now, there was no movement at all. Fong Ping's expression changed. The people in gigantic Pine City have gone back to? Probably. Then what should we do? Fong Ping's head hurt. He rubbed his chin and said, Why don't we go to Cretaceous City? The monster plants guard the city, and their roots are densely spread underground. Actually, it's very dangerous to dig a hole to get there. Monster Life Clan, on the other hand, is not so troublesome. The other 3 people did not quite understand what he was saying. Old Manly shook his head and said, First of all, when humans enter the catacombs, they will never take the initiative to provoke Monster Life Clan. This is an iron law, except for the capital city catacombs. Second, Monster Life Clan. Do you think they don't have any tricks up their sleeves? There are monsters living underground too, and some of them are extremely strong. I've encountered monsters living underground, high-ranked ones, and a whole nest of them. Fong Ping swallowed his saliva. Based on experience, having an old man at home was like having a treasure. He did not realize this, or rather, a large amount of wealth had made him forget this. That was true. If Monster Life Clan did not have any capital, would the underground energy mine not have been emptied by others long ago? There were high-ranked monsters underground, and they were more difficult to deal with than monster plants. Monster plants, in any case, only had their roots underground. In reality, they still lived on the surface. Like the willow tree monster, it could not unleash too much of its strength underground. It could only unleash its strength within the range of its roots. Monsters, underground monsters, were professionals. In terms of tunneling ability, Fong Ping was no match for it. If he really encountered one, he might be killed immediately. Fong Ping's head hurt again. He thought hard and said, "Who should we rob now?" Li Hansong could not hold it in anymore. He said immediately, "Are we still going to rob? Why don't we go to the passageway? Didn't Instructor Li say that the rank 9's battle has stopped? Why are your thoughts so unique? Why are you only thinking about who to rob? There is no place to rob." These fellows actually looked very lost, completely forgetting that they could go back to the passageway. Their main purpose for entering was to build a stronghold, was it not? Now that the rank 9's battle had stopped, Instructor Li also said that reinforcements had arrived, and Alliance Leader Zhao was here. At this time, meeting up with the rank 9's was the safest. When Qin Fengqing heard this, he was stunned for a moment. Then he said unwillingly, "No, how about this? We go and rob a few more towns." "No, Instructor Li is here. Let's go and rob a small city." "I know the location of a small city. It's the one we went around last time. Let's rob that one." Fong Ping asked with interest, "Is it far from Gigantic Pine City?" "About 80 li away. It's a little close." Fong Ping frowned slightly. The rank 9 speed is too fast. They've broken through the speed of sound. In the catacombs, because of the rich energy, the speed of sound traveled slower. But Fong Ping felt that there was still a limit of 300 meters per second. A rank 9's all-out effort might be able to run 80 li in 3 minutes. It was very scary. Previously, Willow King was fighting at the passageway entrance. The distance was close to 500 li. Under the situation of all-out effort, the other party rushed back in less than half an hour. Of course, this kind of extreme speed, even for a rank 9, was enough to choke. However, 80 li for Willow King, who was extremely angry now, no matter how great the damage was, he might still come back to kill. Within a radius of 300 li, everyone should take it easy. Old Manly sighed faintly. The few of you had killed so many martial artists, destroyed so many villages and towns, and even destroyed half of the royal city. If you move around now, Willow King might not even defend the city anymore. He would kill these guys even if he had to risk his life. Don't tell me we should go back. Fong Ping thought about it and sighed. Then let's go back first. Having said that, he looked at the others and said, "You guys wait. I'll go get something. Instructor, bring me there." Old Man Li knew what he wanted to do. He nodded and said, "Then we'll go. Don't run around. We'll be back later." Having said that, he grabbed Fong Ping and left. After the two of them left, Qin Fengqing said with a deep expression, "Guess, how many good things did he hide?" Looking at the small bag on his body, Qin Fengqing knew without looking that there were about 20 grams of cultivation-aiding energy stones, about 200 grams of normal ones, a certain number of medicinal herbs, and a certain amount of metal that was kneaded into a ball. After calculating, the harvest was not considered low. It was still worth 30 to 50 million. Moreover, in these 2 days, he had also absorbed a lot of energy stones. In 3 days, he had earned quite a lot. Wang Jinyang and him were about the same. Li Hansong had slightly less because he did not rob as fast as them. As for Fang Ping, how much did he rob? Li Hansong thought about it and said he was hunted down so badly. I don't think it's a lot. No matter how many good things there were, they had to be able to carry them. Fang Ping was being hunted down by high ranks. How many could he have hidden? The few of them talked for a while. Very soon, Fang Ping returned. At this moment, Fang Ping had changed back into his own clothes. He had a chongdao at his waist and carried an incomparably huge animal skin bag on his back. Of course, it was not too full. However, the 3 of them could not help but be shocked by the heaviness of the bag. Don't tell me it's energy stones. It's books, isn't it? It's normal metal, isn't it? It's beast meat, isn't it? Fang Ping did not care about them. He carried the animal skin bag and walked back, saying regretfully, "There are energy stones everywhere. High ranks are all over the ground. I only carried a bag of normal energy stones back. I've really suffered a huge loss this time." Bang! Qin Fengqin was sent flying by a punch from Fang Ping. "This guy is crazy. How dare you rob me, right in front of me?" Qin Fengqin was crazy. Even Wang Jinyang was jealous. He had never seen anyone carrying energy stones in an animal skin bag in his life. Even NMAU's inventory did not have that many. They were both human, both rank 5. No, Fang Ping was only rank 4 previously. They had been here for 3 days. The gap was too big. He wanted to rob too. Robbing Fang Ping should be easier than robbing the catacombs royal city. So, energy stones can really be described as carrying on your back. At this moment, Li Hansong did not want to rob him. He was just at a loss. In Capital City, grandmasters would sometimes joke when they went out, saying, "I'll wait for you to carry a bag of energy stones back." Of course, it was just a joke. But now, reality told him that it was not a joke. Energy stones could be described as carrying a bag on his back. Fang Ping stared at them like a tiger watching its prey and shouted, "Stop fooling around. My bag is nothing. Under the royal city, there are mountains of energy stones. I can carry as many bags as I want. It's not a problem to fill a train. You guys, don't be so narrow-minded. You're so ignorant." Behind him, Old Manly swallowed quietly. He had seen a lot, but in all his years, other than MCMAU's warehouse, he had never seen them anywhere else. If Fang Ping was not one of them, he would have knocked Fang Ping unconscious and robbed him. This might not even be all of Fang Ping's. At least, he did not see any life essence. Chapter 386. After deciding to return to the passageway and meet up with the rank 9 powerhouses, they did not delay. However, along the way, Fang Ping was extremely vigilant. Qin Fengqin noticed him glancing at him a few times. He could not help but fly into a rage out of humiliation. "I'm not planning to snatch." The key was that he could not snatch. Right now, he really could not beat Fang Ping. He was sent flying by Fang Ping with 1 punch. Needless to say, he was miserable. Fang Ping ignored him. He grabbed Old Man Li's shoulder and reminded, "Be careful. We're not out of danger yet. If I'm not mistaken, there will be enemies ambushing us on the way back to the passageway." This place was 600 li away from the passageway. Human martial artists, no matter how far they ran, would definitely return to the passageway. The reason why he was so sure that there was an ambush was because his wealth did not increase. This meant that they were actually not out of danger yet. As soon as Fang Ping finished speaking, Qin Fengqing and Wang Jinyang were extremely fast. They grabbed Old Man Li's arm instantly. Although Old Man Li was not a true rank 8, his speed was extremely fast. He was not slower than a rank 8. Following him, they ran even faster. Li Hansong was a beat slower. Seeing that the three of them had grabbed Old Man Li's arm, he looked embarrassed. He stepped forward and grabbed Old Man Li's arm, saying apologetically, "Teacher Li, you've worked hard." Old Man Li did not waste any time. He raised his guard. As for Li Hansong's slow reaction, he would get used to it. He was unlike those three brats. As soon as he said there was danger, they could not wait to stick to him. Fang Ping's mentality spread out. While detecting the situation, he said in a low voice, "If there's no rank 8, can we kill them?" If the ones ambushing them were rank 7, there might be a chance to kill them. Old Man Li shook his head slightly. He said in a low voice, "It's not a crushing advantage. It's not a siege either. It's hard to prevent the other party from escaping. Right now, even one-on-one, he might not be able to kill a rank 7 powerhouse." Fang Ping felt a little regretful. He sighed softly. "You killed a rank 8 as a rank 6. Now, you've become weaker." Old Man Li was speechless. He could not be bothered with him. After thinking for a while, he said, "My fist and leg skills are average. When we get back, make a divine weapon longsword for me. I'll nurture it for a while. I'll show you when we get back." Speaking of divine weapons, Fang Ping's interest was piqued. He asked hurriedly, "What are the requirements to forge a divine weapon?" A divine weapon was very powerful. Zhou Zhengyang's self-destruction with a divine weapon was comparable to the self-destruction of a grandmaster. Zhou Zhengyang, who wielded a divine weapon, was extremely powerful. Back then, Zhou Zhengyang had fought 5 against 9, and Zhou Zhengyang's contribution could not go unnoticed. Divine weapons are also known as illusory weapons. Just like the materialization of mental energy, they can be both illusory and real. The most important raw material is actually related to mental energy. Old Man Li said in a low voice, "At the very least, we'll need a rank 7 high-ranked monsters, heart core and brain core, to be melted into one. Some precious rare metals were added, and many other supplementary materials were added. For example, the bones of high-ranked demon beasts, the tendrils of high-ranked demon plants. Finally, high-ranked martial artists would use their own mentality and vitality to nurture and integrate it into their own bodies. This was a divine weapon. In other words, a divine weapon is equivalent to a complete high-ranked demon beast or demon plant." Fang Ping whispered, "Then can middle-ranked martial artists forge it?" "You're thinking too much. Right now, you're not qualified enough. You can't control it." Old Man Li shook his head. "Divine weapons are usually activated by celestiality. I should be able to use it, but I might not be able to unleash the divine weapon's full power. As for you, it'll be difficult to control it. Even if you get it, it might not be better than the current bandit-slaying saber." Chaos-vanquishing saber. Fang Ping corrected himself. It had been renamed a long time ago. After saying that, Fang Ping said again, "If that's the case, a divine weapon is worth more than a high-ranked monster's carcass." "Of course. It's quite expensive. Did humans kill a lot of high-ranked monsters? Very few. Generally, humans would not go out of their way to hunt those high-ranked beasts. Some high-ranked beasts would gather in groups. The catacombs was a big enemy that had yet to be dealt with. If they killed the monsters now and caused them to go on a rampage, they would be provoking a big enemy for no reason. Of course, very few did not mean there were none. Some powerhouses would enter some dangerous places to explore. Sometimes, when they encountered them, They would also hunt them down. Moreover, in the catacombs, some powerhouses had monster mounts or partners. Some human powerhouses also had mounts. Fang Ping had heard about this before, but usually only rank 9s had them, and there were not many of them. Some of the monsters that were hunted came from these people. Over the years, humans had also accumulated some stocks. There were not many martial artists who owned divine weapons, but there were not too few either. There were usually rank 9s, but not necessarily rank 8s. Rank 7s depended on family background and luck. Old Man Li heard that and laughed. It's quite expensive. Fang Ping, think about it. How about getting me a sword? Old Man Li felt that he might not be able to afford it. He was too poor. But Fang Ping was rich, an authentic tycoon. Everything else aside, energy stones and life essence were all worth a lot of money. If he had enough life essence, it would be enough to exchange for a divine weapon. Fang Ping's face darkened, and he said nothing. Old Man Li was also eyeing his little gold vault now. Was he not embarrassed? Fang Ping, think about it. If I have a divine weapon, killing rank 7s is like killing chickens. Killing rank 8s is not impossible. Killing rank 9s. All right, Old Man Li felt that he could not boast anymore. If he continued, he was afraid that his heart would explode if Fang Ping really provoked a few rank 9s for him. It was not impossible. The possibility was very high. No money. Fang Ping did not want to pay attention to him. He said, "Right, do the Grandmasters of MCMU have divine weapons?" None. Old Man Li shook his head. He was poor. Even Wu Quishan, although he was the vice-chancellor, it did not mean that he was rich. Vice-chancellors were also very poor. Just look at the Grandmasters who entered this time. Zhou Zhengyang was the only one who had those who were below rank 9. Why? He was rich. Upright Sun martial arts dojos were all over Nanjiang and all over the country. In total, hundreds of martial arts dojos might have them. It was not difficult for a martial arts dojo to earn tens of millions a year. That was $1 billion a year. Upright Sun martial arts dojo had been open for many years. Zhou Zhengyang's net worth might not be 10 billion, but he definitely had a few billion. Others did not have his net worth. Moreover, Zhou Zhengyang would also enter the catacombs to hunt. Speaking of divine weapons, Fang Ping thought of Zhou Zhengyang. Among the rank 7 grandmasters, Zhou Zhengyang seemed to be the only one who had a divine weapon. Fang Ping thought of it. So did Wang Jinyang. Fang Ping knew a little about the situation of the grandmasters' battle. Wang Jinyang, however, had left long ago. These days, he had been hiding from the pursuers outside. He really did not know the specific situation. From the time they met until now, he did not have the time to ask. At this moment, when Fang Ping mentioned the divine weapon, Wang Jinyang suddenly said, "Instructor Li, during the battle that day, how are the other grandmasters doing now?" Old Man Li shut his mouth instantly. Fang Ping did not care. He said softly, "I don't know about the others. Director Zhou died in battle. When he left, Zhou Zhengyang had already self-destructed." Died in battle? Wang Jinyang's eyes dimmed instantly. There were rumors in the streets that Wang Jinyang was backed by a grandmaster, not the NMAU vice-chancellor. That was not a rumor. It was a fact. And that grandmaster was not someone else, but Zhou Zhengyang. Actually, it was not a secret. When Wang Jinyang had just entered rank, 1, he was short of money. There were not many missions in Nanjiang. To earn money, working as a part-time instructor in a martial arts dojo was a faster way to earn money. And Nanjiang's largest martial arts dojo was Upright Sun Martial Arts Dojo. During the process, the old and the young saw eye to eye. Zhou Zhengyang felt that he was a promising talent and gave him a few pointers. It was not too much care. Grandmasters would not specially take care of those geniuses. Even Fong Ping, even an MCMEU, was not considered special care. What should be given to you would be given to you. What should not be given to you, you had to fight for it yourself. Geniuses were geniuses not because they reaped without sowing, but because under the same fair conditions they could obtain more for themselves. However, it was a fact that Zhou Zhengyang thought highly of Wang Jinyang. Whether Wang Jinyang went south as a rank 1 or rank 3, Zhou Zhengyang's existence reduced a lot of obstacles for him. A peak rank 7 powerhouse with a divine weapon was not much less influential than a typical rank 8. Otherwise, a single NMEU vice-chancellor might not be able to let him go north smoothly. Many people were walking the path of invincibility. However, these people who walked the path of invincibility, if you looked closely, you would realize that they all had powerhouses supporting them. Without powerhouses supporting them, you could fight whoever you wanted, you could humiliate others just because you wanted to, you could fight someone of the same rank, but others had to fight you of the same rank. You were just a low-ranked martial artist. Where did your confidence come from? Zhou Zhengyang was not Wang Jinyang's instructor, nor was he his relative. They could barely be considered friends despite the difference in age. The older generation powerhouses favored and took care of the younger generation. Even so, when he heard the news of Zhou Zhengyang's death, Wang Jinyang's heart still ached. Dead, his instructor was trapped in the catacombs and barely made it out alive. His friendly and honest elder had also died in the catacombs. What about the vice-chancellor, the governor, Nanjiang's high grandmasters? What about the others? Was this the tragedy of the week? Fong Ping's figure appeared in his peripheral vision. At this moment, Wang Jinyang suddenly felt jealous and envious. He did not even know what he was jealous of. However, he felt an indescribable pain in his heart. My instructor's life and death are unknown. My friend died in front of me, yet I can do nothing about it. Become stronger. I'm not strong enough. There was no moment when Wang Jinyang desired to become stronger more than he did now. If I were a grandmaster, if I were a rank 8 or rank 9, then my instructor would not have fallen into the catacombs that day, and Director Zhou would not have died in the catacombs. At this moment, Wang Jinyang was silent like a volcano that was about to erupt. Sensing that the atmosphere was not right, Fong Ping did not say anything else. Although he was also from Nanjiang, he started his martial arts journey in Charm City. The powerhouses and elders that he was friends with were all in Magic City. Li Chongsheng, Lu Fengru, and the others were still alive. The change in Wang Jinyang's emotions made him understand that Zhou Zhengyang might be related to Wang Jinyang. He did not ask about the specifics. That day, old man Li almost died in the battle. He felt bad too. When a martial artist that you were unfamiliar with died in the battle, you would admire, sympathize, and feel sad, but you would not feel the same sorrow. When a martial artist that you were familiar with or a family member died in the catacombs, you would no longer feel admiration, only helpless sorrow. Following Wang Jinyang's silence, the others did not speak anymore. The talkative Qin Fengqing still behaved carelessly, as if he did not care about anything. However, scenes flashed through his mind. Sorrow only belonged to the weak. He, Qin Fengqing, did not want to be weak. He did not want to be sad all the time. A long time ago, his father died in the catacombs. His mother washed her face in tears, which lasted for many years. After he grew up and entered MCMAU, he felt more sorrow and helplessness. Entering the catacombs, his captain died in the battle. His teammates died in the battle. later his father's instructor, half of his own instructor, the old man, also died in the battle. Setbacks, sorrow, and helplessness after setbacks made Qin Fengqing understand that the root of everything was that he was too weak. Therefore, he wanted to become stronger. He wanted to use all means to become stronger. His aptitude was not too good. Very few people knew that he, Qin Fengqing, was a once-honed martial artist, unable to achieve twice-honed. However, as a once-honed martial artist, he had achieved something that many people could not achieve in their lifetime. Before he graduated, he had achieved rank 4. Moreover, he had a chance to achieve rank 5. This kind of progress made people forget that his martial arts aptitude was average. His progress today was obtained by risking his life again and again. Outsiders only knew that he, Qin Fengqing, was very arrogant and savage, daring to go hundreds of miles into the catacombs as a rank 3. However, those guys did not think that he could cultivate to rank 3. How could he be stupid? Was it not dangerous to go deep into the catacombs? It was very dangerous. However, only by going deep would he have a chance. In Magic City, if he did not go deep into the catacombs, there would not be many gains in the periphery. If he did not venture deep into the catacombs, perhaps he would still be wandering around rank 3 now. How could he achieve upper stage rank for so quickly? Before rank 3, his progress was not fast. He was still rank 1 in his sophomore year. However, after rank 3, his progress was faster than before. How many people cared about this? Martial arts powerhouses each had their own stories, and each had their own source of motivation. Today, Qin Fengqing had long been used to hiding all kinds of emotions. Powerhouses did not need outsiders' sympathy. In the silence, Old Man Li started approaching the passageway at lightning speed. Fang Ping, who had been releasing his mentality, suddenly felt a jolt in his head. He growled, "Run!" Before his voice died away, 2 golden silhouettes appeared in a flash. Old Man Li was already on guard. He had no intention of fighting. His body erupted with powerful energy waves. His feet leaped into the air, and in the blink of an eye, he passed the 2 rank 8's encirclement. Further ahead was where the passageway was. As long as he was within 100 miles of the passageway, these catacombs powerhouses would not dare to continue chasing, unless a rank 9 attacked. In terms of strength, Old Man Li might not be comparable to any rank 8. However, if he only ran and did not fight, it would be difficult for rank 8 powerhouses to surround and kill him. Unless he was really blocked, Old Man Li only ran and did not fight. The 2 people behind him were also hot on his heels. Waves of powerful energy waves attacked from behind. Fang Ping and the rest did not keep silent anymore. They moved one after another. A few of them hugged each other tightly, scurrying to the front of Old Man Li. They could not withstand a rank 8's attack. Old Man Li's back exuded a strong golden glow. Regardless, he continued to run. At this time, the slightly sorrowful atmosphere from before had dissipated. Amidst the chaos, Qin Fengqing was still in the mood to curse. He scolded in a low voice, "Ironhead, don't block me. Block Fang Ping." At this moment, the 4 of them were entangled together. Fang Ping was at the front, hugging Old Man Li's waist tightly. The 3 people behind him were also holding on to him, not daring to let go. Li Hansong was the outermost. Hearing Qin Fengqing's scolding, he said helplessly, "You guys are faster than me. What can I do?" Qin Fengqing and Wang Jinyang's movements were not slow. The moment Fang Ping hid in front, these 2 fellows immediately circled to the front. He was the last one. If he did not stay on the outside, how could he squeeze in? Qin Fengqing mumbled, not scolding anymore. "Forget it. It was good that this fellow was the outermost. If someone came from the front, he would be the first to die. He did not care too much even if he was blocked a few times. Old Man Lee, who was carrying 4 people, was not slow either. To a rank 7 and 8 powerhouse, the weight of a few people was nothing. Even if these fellows were quite heavy, while running, Old Man Lee exuded a strong vitality force, reminding the rank 9 at the passageway to come and support him quickly. Not long after, there was a response. In front, 2 powerful auras rose. Wu Chuan and Zhao Xingwu had already sensed the situation here. Following the movement of the 2 auras, the pursuers at the back gradually slowed down. We're safe. At this moment, everyone breathed a sigh of relief. Chapter 387. Before the person arrived, Fang Ping quickly checked the growth of his wealth. Wealth, 11. 98 billion vitality. 1,800 calories, 3,999 calories. Mentality, 560 hertz, 729 hertz plus. Bones honed, 177 bones, 100%. 6 bones, 90%. 23 bones, 30% plus. Storage space, 1 cubic meter energy shield. 10,000 wealth/minute. So little? Fang Ping suddenly let out a muffled humph, his face full of dissatisfaction. What? Qin Fengqing answered immediately. Fang Ping could not be bothered with him, but he was cursing in his heart. I brought back a lot of energy stones. Okay, there were at least 300 to 400 caddies. Of course, there were not so many in the animal skin bag. If there were 400 caddies, that would be 200,000 grams. Now that his wealth had only increased by 10 billion, did that not mean that it was only about 50,000 per gram? This meant that the purity of the energy stones he brought back was really very low. There were so many of them, but their value was only 10 billion, not to mention that there were still some high-ranked energy stones mixed in. Fang Ping's original plan was to bring at least tens of billions worth of energy stones. Now, more than half of it was gone. I worked myself to the bone, risking being hunted down by a rank 9, and in the end, this is what I gained, Fang Ping lamented in his heart. As for the number in front of him turning black instantly, he did not care. If it turned black, then so be it. How could he level up without it? This time, the speed of leveling up was much faster. Fang Ping initially thought that if he wanted to level up the system, he would have to wait until the company grew bigger and had completed financing. Now, it seemed like he did not need to go through so much trouble. Fang Ping was still talking when the golden body powerhouse behind him had completely retreated. 2 figures also descended from the sky, landing instantly. Changsheng. Wu Chuan saw Li Changsheng, and his mood improved a lot. Li Changsheng was still alive. When he saw Fang Ping and the others, Wu Chuan was really a little surprised. All 4 of them were alive. After all, among those who came that day, these 4 little fellows were the weakest. He did not expect them to be all right. At this moment, Wu Chuan was full of doubts, such as why was Li Changsheng still alive? And if he was alive, how did he break through to rank 8? No, Wu Chuan faintly felt that something was wrong. Was Li Changsheng really rank 8? However, this was not the time to ask questions. Zhao Xingwu said quickly, "Go, return to the passageway first." The few of them did not delay and quickly flew towards the entrance of the passageway. Seeing Fang Ping and the other 3 pestering Li Changsheng like koalas, Wu Chuan could not help but say as he flew, "Perform flight step on your own. The other party isn't chasing after us." The few of them acted as though they did not hear him at all. If they were to fly by themselves, wouldn't they have to expend their blood and qi? Furthermore, if they flew too slowly, they might fall behind and get chased by others. Even Li Han's song didn't want to fly anymore. It was too tiring. These few days, he was really exhausted from running. A few minutes later, they arrived at the entrance of the tunnel. Zhou Dinghua, who was guarding the area, heaved a sigh of relief. He could not help but look at Li Changsheng. This guy really didn't die. It was fine if he didn't die, but what was up with that golden body? At this moment, Li Changsheng's entire body was shining with golden light, appearing especially dazzling. Old man Li looked reserved. He landed on the ground with a smile and did not say much. Fang Ping noticed the inquiring expressions on their faces. He chuckled lightly and said, "Instructor, Li hasn't achieved rank 8 yet, but she has forged a golden body in advance. In addition, her mentality injury has also recovered." Wu Chuan could be considered the person who understood Li Changsheng the best. The rank 9 who diagnosed old man Li back then was Wu Chuan. At this moment, upon hearing this, Wu Chuan could not help but ask, "Her mentality injury has recovered? Changsheng, what exactly happened?" Old man Li saw that his cheapskate senior was asking questions. Just as he was about to speak, Fang Ping answered, "Actually, it's not difficult to recover. Break and rebuild." That day, Instructor Li slashed with a sword. Her body was smashed, and her mentality was almost obliterated. After that, I saw that Instructor's condition wasn't too good. I brought her to the Fountain of Life under the royal city to take a bath. After that, she was fine. The 2 rank 9s were silent instantly. After a while, Zhao Xingwu coughed softly. "Fountain of Life? You mean those liquefied energy essences?" Fang Ping's pupils contracted slightly. The expression in his eyes changed a little. He smiled and said, "Senior Zhao, you've seen them too? Does our government have quite a lot of them?" Zhao Xingwu smiled without saying a word. Wu Chuan shook his head and said, "Energy essences are hard to come by. The government doesn't have many either. All these years we've gotten some, but not much. Under normal circumstances, only rank 9 tutelary monster plants can gather them. Once the war starts, these energy essences will either be absorbed or consumed. At the last moment, it's normal for them to self-destruct. The military department has a little, but it's very little. Can energy essences recover mentality injuries?" Wu Chuan really did not know about this. Fang Ping smiled. "I'm not sure about that. Drinking a few hundred caddies should be enough to recover. How much? A few hundred caddies should be enough." The corners of Wu Chuan's eyes seemed to twitch a little. He ignored Fang Ping. MCMAU's Fang Ping had always liked to exaggerate his own battle achievements. He knew it, as if he would believe him. Wu Chuan looked at Li Changsheng. Old man Li said with a reserved expression, "Not that much. 1 to 200 caddies should be enough. Also, a lot of it has been wasted. I think if we really want to heal, maybe 30 to 50 caddies will be enough." At this moment, Wu Chuan suddenly felt like killing these 2 fellows. "Are you sure you're not here to sing a 2-man show?" Even Zhao Xingwu coughed softly at this moment. "Changsheng, don't joke around. If it can really heal mentality injuries," Old man Li said in surprise, "who's joking?" Having said that, a strong gush of energy appeared outside Old man Li's body. He said casually, "If it really needs 100 caddies, don't try it easily. It might not be cured." He then said, "You don't say. Energy essence feels really good bathing. I'll go bathing again when I'm free." Wu Chuan and Zhao Xingwu were instantly speechless. Both of them also felt the aura of energy essence. Li Changsheng's body seemed to still contain a lot of energy. Old man Li ignored them. He looked at Fang Ping and smiled. "Fang Ping, give me another pot. I'll go back and brew some wine." As he said that, He winked at Fong Ping. I'm just putting on a show for you. Don't be stingy. Give me a pot. Give me a pot. Then you'll show how awesome you are. Fong Ping said nothing. He pretended he did not see it. Do you think I'm stupid? While the two rank 9s were present, Fong Ping continued to claim credit. Instructor Li's recovery is MCMAU's private matter, but this time I've made a great contribution to Nanjiang's catacombs. Senior Wu, Senior Zhao, we should be rewarded for killing the enemy, right? This time, I've killed tens of thousands of catacombs martial artists, flattened half of gigantic Willow City, and dug up their underground mineral vein. Even that big willow tree was almost blown up by me. Before he finished, Qin Fengqing said immediately, we've made a contribution too. I've killed thousands of martial artists, flattened 7 or 8 towns, and destroyed a few small cities. Can you reward me with a few billion? The two high grandmasters were speechless. Don't talk. Let us sort out our thoughts. These two middle-ranked martial artists told them that they had blown up gigantic Willow City, dug up their mineral vein, and almost killed the tutelary plant monster. They also brought Li Changxing to bathe in the Fountain of Life for a while. Then Li Changxing's injuries recovered. This sounded fake, no matter how you listen to it. Zhou Dinghua, who was at the side, was dumbfounded. What was going on? But Zhao Xingwu knew that half of gigantic Willow City seemed to have been blown up by someone. That big willow tree had really gone crazy. And Li Changxing had indeed recovered. It was a little messy. Zhao Xingwu rubbed his temples. His head hurt a little. Wu Chuan was about the same. He exhaled softly and said in a low voice, "Tell me everything in detail from the beginning to the end." Until now, he was still confused. What was going on? Fong Ping was not vague. Very soon, he began to narrate. As he spoke, it was inevitable that he would talk about sneaking into the city. Fong Ping did not hide anything about aura control either. This matter was actually very difficult to hide. Fong Ping explained as he spoke, "Maybe it's because I'm middle-ranked. My bone marrow is honed, and my mentality is extroverted. Other people might be able to do it too. If Brother Wang's mentality has reached the stage of extroverted, he might be able to do it too. If Yao Qingjuan's bone marrow can be honed, he might be able to do it too. As for whether it was possible or not, he would let them do it first. When they did it, Fong Ping might be a grandmaster, and he would not care about this." When Fong Ping was talking about this, the two rank 9s did not interrupt. There was no benefit in hiding this. They had never seen a middle-ranked with mutated bone marrow and mentality. As for whether it was possible or not, it felt like it was not possible. After all, rank 8 powerhouses had honed their bone marrow too. Their mentality was stronger than Fong Ping's. If Fong Ping could do it, why couldn't a rank 8? Fong Ping could not tell what the two of them were thinking. At least on the surface, these two should not do anything out of line. After Fong Ping spoke for a while, Wu Chuan said, "In other words, you used your aura control ability to sneak into the city, snatched away part of the energy essence, healed Changsheng, and then wanted to steal the mine." Mine. Fong Ping denied the steal theory. Wu Chuan was speechless. After a pause, he said, "Then because the energy concentration was too high, you blew up the mine vein?" Fong Ping laughed. "I did it on purpose. I purposely scattered the energy essence just for today. I knew that the energy would not disperse so quickly, so I went to blow up the other party's city." It was hard to tell if this was true or not. The probability of it being a coincidence was as high as 99%. However, since Fong Ping insisted on saying so, the few of them did not refute. Wu Chuan listened for a while, looking slightly amused. "Kid, you're extraordinarily lucky. It's not easy to be alive. Actually, we've thought about blowing up the mine vein under the royal city, but we need to enter the core area. However, Entering the core area means that we've attacked the royal city head-on. You accidentally blew up the mineral veins on the periphery. It was a miracle that was hard to replicate. Fong Ping did not care what he said. He said immediately, "Senior Wu, look, I've already destroyed half of the royal city. Shouldn't the government reward me at least a few billion or tens of billions?" Wu Chuan shut up immediately. Zhao Xingwu laughed. "I'm afraid that'll be difficult, but a few billion or tens of millions." Fong Ping did not waste any time. He placed the animal skin bag in front of him, opened it, rubbed his shoulders casually, and mumbled, "It's quite tiring to carry this. It's only a few billion, but it's actually quite heavy." Beside him, Li Hansong felt a little embarrassed. There was no need to be so obvious. It was obvious that he did not care for that little bit of reward. Wu Chuan and Zhao Xingwu's old faces were also a little stiff. "Kid, do you really think that we won't rob you?" Before the two of them could say anything, Fong Ping smashed his fist down, smashing the sneakily extended claw into the ground. His face was dark. Was Qin Fengqing sick? I was just saying. Did he really think it was heavy? Qin Fengqing retracted his hand silently. "I was just looking. You King hit me just because you said so. You're too petty." Seizing this opportunity, Wu Chuan also skipped this topic. He muttered, "If that's the case, gigantic Willow City might not attack for a while. How about this? The passageway will be stabilized for the third time tomorrow or the day after. Fong Ping, you guys go back first." Fong Ping hurriedly smiled. "Senior, don't worry about us. We're fine. We can still continue to fight." Wu Chuan coughed softly. Beside him, Zhou Dinghua said gloomily that, "You guys better go back first. Right now, gigantic Willow City might not continue to attack. But if you guys are here, that will easily arouse the other party's hostility. You've already blown up half of their royal city. If you guys are here, who knows if those few rank 9s will be pissed. They'll risk their lives to kill people. Isn't that just adding to the trouble?" Of course, when these words were said, it was somewhat of a blow. Fong Ping was speechless. Was he going to chase them away just like that? Qin Fengqing also looked unwilling. He immediately said, "This has nothing to do with me. Fong Ping can go back." "Didn't you say that you destroyed a few small cities?" Wu Chuan did not know whether to laugh or cry. After thinking for a while, he said, "It's better to go back first. I'm not denying your contributions, but it's really not safe to stay here. Once the rank 9s attack, it'll be very difficult to protect you when we fight." Coincidentally, both Governor General Zhang and Vice Chancellor Liu are also seriously injured. "This time, you guys go back together. The situation in the Nanjiang catacombs is slightly better than we expected. If we can maintain the current situation, it can also give us more time to prepare." Wu Chuan's expression was somewhat solemn as he said, "We can't really provoke the catacombs' powerhouses to the point of risking their lives. Actually, if we really want to destroy gigantic Willow City, Sino Nation naturally has the ability to do so. However, if we do so, the other cities in the Nanjiang catacombs will definitely retaliate brazenly under the pressure of sympathy." Fong Ping fell silent. After a while, he snorted softly. "I know." In short, the catacombs can kill our people and slaughter our powerhouses. We can only hold it in and bear it. Even if we can destroy the other party, we can't go all out. The overall situation is more important. The overall situation is to sacrifice a few people to help all of humanity. This kind of overall situation can sometimes make people crazy. This time, so many of our people have died. Wu Chuan was silent. Zhao Xingwu's gaze was downcast. Zhou Dinghua clenched his fists and said in a low voice, "Everything that you said, we can understand. And we feel the same way." However, the overall situation is like this. We can only follow the rules. Yes, we can destroy a few cities now, even destroy 1 or 2 catacombs. We can do it, and we can vent our anger. But what about after we vent our anger? We can only bear it, can only wait. And now, it seems that everything is worth it. You, the new generation of powerhouses, are rising. The number of martial artists above rank 7 is increasing, and more geniuses are emerging. Humanity needs time. Fong Ping, you are the president of Magic City Martial Arts University's Martial Arts Society, not just an ordinary casual martial artist. Sometimes the overall situation that you say you hate is exactly what you should consider. Today, only a few people died, some older martial artists. However, if a full-scale war breaks out, thousands of MCMAU students will all have to enter the catacombs to fight. Countless people will die. Tell me, if you were to choose, what would you choose? Fong Ping said nothing more. The others did not speak either. After an unknown amount of time, Wang Jinyang said softly, Commander Zhou, the Governor-General, and the others, Zhou Dingwu, glanced at Wang Jinyang and said in a low voice, Vice-Chancellor Chen and Director Zhou have already died in battle, self-destructed. Not even their bones were left. I'm sorry. Governor-General Zhang and Vice-Chancellor Lu's injuries are not light. They are now recuperating. When the passageway is stable, all of you will go back together. Wang Jinyang clenched his fists. After a moment, he said in a muffled voice, Understood. Everyone fell into silence once more. After an unknown amount of time, Qin Fengqing said lazily, We haven't talked about the reward yet. Commander Zhou, with my contribution and such a great achievement, I don't think it'll be difficult to become a general with the military department's merit, right? I'm about to graduate. It's time to find my next job. Zhou Dingwu looked at him deeply. After a while, he said, If it's a temporary position, a lieutenant is fine. A temporary position? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a full-time position. Zhou Dingwu took a deep breath. After a long time, he said, The military department is not short of people at the moment. These words could not be any more fake. There was never a time when the military department was not short of people. However, this kid Qin Fengqing actually wanted to be a full-time general. This also meant that he wanted to lead troops. What a joke! If you were given a military rank, the military department would not have any objections if you went out on your own. However, if you were to lead troops and even guard a place, Zhou Dingwu was a little scared. He was afraid that Qin Fengqing's troops would be gone in a few days. Qin Fengqing's expression darkened instantly. He gritted his teeth and looked at Wu Chuan again. His smile returned. Senior Wu, is the House of Guardians still short of people? Wu Chuan chuckled. If you want to come to the House of Guardians, I welcome you at any time. However, the House of Guardians is currently only short of a garrison envoy. Qin Fengqing raised his eyebrows immediately. That was not sincere enough. The so-called garrison envoy was similar to the rank 6 martial artist in MCMAU's catacombs, who was stationed in one of the catacombs' strongholds. He did not lead troops, did not have any real power, and only played the role of a hired thug. Did he, Qin Fengqing, do this kind of thing? However, it was not that he could not consider it. Qin Fengqing pondered slightly. Wu Chuan said again, Of course, you can't leave your post without permission. This is no joke. If you leave your post without permission, the House of Guardians will also enforce military law. However, you can choose to take a temporary position in the House of Guardians. You can also act alone. Qin Fengqing really could not hold it in anymore. He could not help but say, Those guys who graduated before went to the military department or the House of Guardians. They were all generals who led troops. I'm not worse than them, right? Why can I only take a temporary position? It was not that he had to lead troops, but at least he had to make himself feel like he was valued. Right now, he did not feel it. Okay? Beside him, Fong Ping said lightly, "Don't hurt others and yourself. In my opinion, a temporary position is enough. Do you really want to lead troops and be stationed in one place?" But there's a huge difference in treatment between a permanent position and a temporary position. Okay? Qin Fengqing's face was full of displeasure. Who cared if he was leading troops or not? The key thing was that there was a huge difference in treatment between the two. A temporary position was just a gesture. He would only be given a little basic allowance. Fong Ping laughed. "That's true. If you can achieve rank 6, I can consider letting you stay in MCMAU." Humph. Qin Fengqing let out a cold humph. He would not stay in MCMAU even if he was beaten to death, even if he had to take a temporary position. Life in MCMAU is getting better and better. When I go back this time, the instructor's treatment will increase. I've thought about it. In the future, the energy room will be open to the public for free. If there's no money, I can go down to the catacombs to mine. Energy stones are everywhere anyway. Qin Fengqing turned a deaf ear. He did not believe it. Energy essence. This kind of good stuff will also appear in MCMAU in the future. Too bad it's too little. I can only open it to our own people. That you're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.